a million smiles, catching all the love from around the world. Whoa. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light in the darkest times? You make it bright, Life's dream dreams, we're all by your side, You're doing what you do, girl. You're one of a kind, Shelly, Shelly, you're our life's dream star. Keep rocking your show, no matter where you are.
Hey, Shelly from the block. Jersey girl with a mouth that won't stop, no. Sassy, and I'm not afraid to show it. Gonna spill the tea, you better be ready for it. I speak my mind, no filter inside. Shelly's in the house, talking trash and truth. No sugar-coated blues. Yeah, out the way. Jersey girl with something to lose. Shelly's in the house, time to break the rules. From coast to the city, I'm the queen of cool. You can handle the heat, then take the high. Shelly's in the house, drop the mic.
Hey, Shelly in the house tonight, living it up, feeling so right. Yeah. New Jersey girl, she's got that style. Life dream queen with a million smiles, and she know the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? It's time to make it right. Life's dream dreams, we're the wayside. You're one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're a life's dream star. Keep rocking the show no matter where you are. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Happy lunchtime or whatever it is, wherever you are, whatever time it is. But happy Thursday. I'd love to say Thirsty Thursday, but I'm not that thirsty right now. Let me wake up first. It is June 20th, 2024, 12:03 p.m. on the East Coast. It is hot as Satan's asshole out there. Not that I know how hot that is, but I'm guessing. It's super, super hot and it's super humid here. So it feels like I'm breathing in soupy air. It's just, blech. So I'm sure my kids will get up soon and start complaining at me. But it's another lovely day. I hope everybody out there is doing well. We got Daisy Girl Williams, 9:30 this morning saying, hey, honey. And then we got Evelyn Cox. How you doing, girl? Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne. She said, good M to all you beautiful souls. Ellie Fine. Good M. Happy Thursday. I keep thinking it's Wednesday. It's going to take me a while to get used to this new schedule. Because every time I go live, I'm like, oh, it's Monday. No, it's Tuesday. Oh, it's Wednesday. No, it's Thursday. But this is working out for me. 2 days a week is just right because I'm overdoing it every other day with all this moving crap. Which as soon as I, stop this stream, that's exactly what I'm going back to doing. So good M to you guys. We got Wolfram dropping links like that. Wipes his paws, lopes in and howls. Ooh. How you doing, honey? And we got Winning Reality. Look at that. Oh, it's going to be fun if Dart shows up. It's going to be fun if Dart shows up. You know why?
All I do is win, no matter what.
That's right. That's right. All I do is win. That was a very well thought out name. Not for nothing, but you just can't truthfully, you can't lose. That's ironic. He says, hi, everybody. Here's Shelly. Yep, here I am. Suzanne saying everything. Hotter than the devil's gooch. Mm-hmm. Did you find a good place? Yes. Winning. That's your buddy. Listen, I appreciate it, what everybody brings to the table. Certain people I don't want at my table, but he's No, he can come snack at the table. It's fine. Nobody else understands it, but I get it. Suzanne, did I find a good place? Yeah, when my mother came here with her husband and we were arguing over that, she's like, "Oh, I'm not moving now," give me all this stress. My son basically like told her off. And so they really, like, in earnest, were looking for places that I specifically needed things, like exactly what I wanted. She wasn't getting it. She's picking all these places because her husband liked them or whatever. And I'm like, no, we can't live there. There's too many hills. No, there's not. Look at the pictures. Like, as soon as you walked out the door, like it was a huge hill going up. She's like, but it's a lot of property. That's nice. Can you get to it? Like, my mother has no common sense. I mean, I joke that I have no common sense. She really has no common sense. He can sit at the kids' table. Oh my goodness. You know the things he'd teach those kids? They'd go in good kids and come out like, hey, fuck this, fuck that, and women suck and the 19 should be abolished. No, you can't do that to impressionable young minds. In you, right? In you, out you, all around you. Happy, happy day, honey. She said, good Lord, no, keep them away from the children. That's what I'm saying. God, they'd come out. Oh my God. I can't even say the things that are going through my head because YouTube will hate them. But I mean, they learned some very choice words. Very choice words. That'd be funny. Oh my goodness. I don't mind sitting at the children tables if it's other people's children, just not mine. Although I would like to sick Katie on him. Be like, Katie, look, this is Darth. Go talk to him. It would drive him insane. There's no amount of anger or vitriol he could spew at my daughter that she wouldn't be like, she'd just smile and be like, are you okay? You got good hair. That's just who Katie is. Oh my goodness. She said, and I am joking, by the way. I mean, I'm joking, but I'm not. Because damn well they'd be coming away going, you fanook, and da-da-da. Ellie said, if Darth shows up, I'm going to troll him. Oh, you missed him the other day. What did he do? Now, he didn't do anything. Darth is great. He hasn't been around. He hasn't done a stream in a while, which is, that's sad Christmas. I like his philosophy streams. Because, I mean, even if he doesn't have the best takes on everything, he doesn't mind discussing it with the chat, which is nice. And his chat is, they're very welcoming, most of them. Love me some Juju, love Cat Ninja. He's got quite a few really good people in there. It's just so he has a chair that fits probably. No, caught him in someone else's stream. I know he was doing a spirituality stream with the gay amphibian, but I don't go over there because there's certain people's voices that just I just can't. He's probably growing flowers and shrubbery. Shelly, we will agree to disagree on that. I like him. I'm almost caught up. You're almost caught up. I literally just started. I'm all caught up in chat. Look, I'm current. Aha, look at that. I'm sure that won't last long. What? I'm almost 10 minutes into it. Give me a chance. I'll get behind in the chat. It's one thing you can count on. I literally have nothing to talk about except the stuff that I've been doing. I've done so much cleaning, like decluttering. Because like I said, I'm not going to do what I did when I moved from Kansas. I didn't go through everything and throw stuff out before I moved. So when I unpacked, I had just bags upon bags upon bags of garbage, which meant I probably could have made the trip with everything in my minivan instead of having to rent a giant Penske truck. Chat, do I need to shame you? Post something. They'll be all right. They'll get going. It's all right. But so much stuff. And here's the thing, like I picked the title, I buy way too much stuff because I do. I was telling Winning this morning because it was a nice morning. I got to have my morning coffee with him, which we haven't done in a long time. I love that. And I was telling him, I'm going through all this stuff, and I was a teacher, so we buy everything in bulk when it's on clearance sale. Doesn't matter if you're going to use it right away, you'll use it the next year, or you'll find a craft, whatever. You'll create an event where you need this stuff. So I have like bags upon bags of like Halloween tchotchkes, like the little spider rings and those little mazes, those little plastic mazes with the cardboard back that have like they have that one little silver ball in them. Some of them have a silver ball. I'm sorry. Now they have that little black plastic ball. When I was young, they had the silver balls. Balls were just better when I was younger. And it's like a maze or whatever. And they're so cute. Hey, nerd, what's up? Wait, Suzanne, you're lucky I haven't slept yet. So I'm being super nice so I don't swear. I mean, you could swear. That don't bother me. I don't know if YouTube is going to let you. YouTube's been doing this thing where I type something it doesn't like and it won't let me chat for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, really? Like, I'm a mod. I can't. Why are you censoring me, YouTube? But yeah, so like I have so many things. I found a bag of balloons. Oh my God. All these like different, and it's a bag of bags of balloons. There are glitter balloons. There are glow in the dark balloons. There are patriotic balloons. There are balloons with like glitter and stars and everything inside them, so that when you blow them up, you could like, they just kind of fall inside. They're really cute. Hundreds. There's probably thousands of balloons because it fills up one of those small totes. And it's because I used to make for parties, like people wanted different balloon arches and they wanted whatever. So I used to make them and they'd come pick them up, or I'd, like meet them downstairs. But I had a lot of them because it didn't make sense to buy a bag, like a tiny bag of 10 balloons when I needed 100 to make an arch. So it was like, I bought everything in bulk. And then the stupid pandemic hit and I had to take everything that I had in school where I had storage space and bring it home. And then it just never migrated its way back to school. So I literally have like 20 rolls of butcher paper, like colored butcher paper for art projects. There's so much. My closet is so full. It's going to suck to go through it. I have a bag of like 30 freaking glue sticks. I don't even want to talk about like the hot glue sticks. I have every size, every color. Some have glitter. Some are scented. It's ridiculous. Hundreds upon hundreds. I'm like, not for nothing, but once I move, I'm going to have to get back into art, or this is all going to be a waste. My mother's like, oh, just throw it out. Thousands of dollars, mother. Thousands in art supplies. And you want me to just throw it out? Are you kidding? Well, why would you buy so much? Because I actively used to do art on the daily. I can't help it. I don't have the room to do it now. I mean, I have the room to do it, but what am I decorating? How many different ways can I decorate my walls? Unless I start doing a mural, which I don't have the patience or the strength to stand up and paint anymore. It's not like I can climb a ladder right now. Y'all, you would have heart attacks seeing the stuff that I used to do. I would climb the highest ladder and just have like my hand on one of the beams on stage. Just hold on. And they'd be like, oh my God, she's gonna fall. I'll be fine. Balancing on like one foot, try to like paint with one hand, hold on with the other. Zuma she used to stand below me, like holding on to the ladder going, bitch, I swear to God, if you fall, I'll kill you. If you fall, I will kill you. Just don't stand under me. You'll be fine. I gotta catch you, girl. Trust me. Just let me fall. All right. I fall like a toddler. No resistance at all. I'll be fine. Yeah. Any of you get like that when you go to fall? Like these kids fall and they're fine. We fall and try to hang on to shit. That's when we get hurt. Every single time I have fallen and tried to like break my fall, I've broken or sprained something. But when I just fall, I'm fine. I just know just protect my face and my head. That's it. So just make sure I don't hit my teeth. That's a huge phobia for me. Let me know. Am I the only one who, like, sometimes when you're walking upstairs, you actually can see yourself in your head falling and like hitting your face or hitting your mouth on the next step, on one of the steps? That's a huge fear for me. Huge fear. I'm always afraid that I'm going to break my front teeth because I am the worst klutz in the world. I do fall going up steps, not down. Very rarely do I fall going down steps. I'll gallop downstairs. Well, I used to, but like going up the stairs, no, because I'm always doing something else. My mind isn't concentrating. It's like, oh, hit my toe and boop, that's it. I'm on my face. Wait. My chat kept going. No. Hey, your teacher friends, girl, tell them you're moving and have teacher stuff for them. I know, but a lot of it is like, I already have like certain bins I know I have to give away and do this, and I still have to go through them though. So it's not so much that I'm moving them, it's that there's just so much to sort through. Yesterday I did all my medical boxes. I consolidated all my medical stuff. So like I took all the bandages and all the ACE bandages and the gauze and the rolled gauze and silicone dressing, foam dressing, wet dressing, protective dressing, like cushion dressing, regular gauze, like, and then there were the ointments. So there's like the nystatin, there's the what the hell is the other one called? Bacitracin. There's the regular A&D ointment. There's the Neosporin with pain reliever with lidocaine. I have all these different things from when I was in the hospital. I have like containers of saline. I have syringes, like no needle, but just syringes of saline that they used to put in the IV. But they used to use it, and they are really convenient, let me tell you, to wash out a wound. Works so much better than just pouring the saline over it, because you get the force of, like, when you press the plunger, the force that the water comes out with really does irrigate it well. So that's a little helpful hint to anybody out there. Just keep an empty, like 10 milliliter or whatever, I forget the size of it, syringe, so you can fill it up with water and flush stuff out. But I have like all this stuff, and it was all, box upon box upon box, a box that had 2 things, a box that had 5, a box that was full. So I was like, fuck it. I put everything in plastic bags. I labeled every plastic bag. So what I had like 10 boxes of now fits in one bin. And I got to add like all my medicines that I no longer take. I found medicines that I never knew I took. I don't remember ever taking them. I don't remember ever getting them, but my name is on them. I found some for Connor. His name is on them. I was like, I never gave him these ever. Like, I had a whole box of freaking benzos that I was like, a whole bottle of benzos. I was like, what are these for? I was like, how the hell am I supposed? So I had to get all of them together. Those are all in one bag. So my mother's like, oh, you could just take it to the pharmacy. I was like, or I could just leave it where it is since I freaking paid for them. Like, why would I give them back? I don't understand my mother. She's like, he could dispose of them. Yeah, okay. No, that's all right. We're good. But yeah, no, I plan on giving a lot of stuff out to my teacher friends, mostly to Veronica and Zuma. And I think I'm going to ask Zuma, since school let out, if she wants to come by a couple days when I get to like the bedroom stuff, if she wants to come help me, because she'll be able to go around in that closet a lot easier than I will, because everything is high up and it's going to be a lot of climbing, and I don't see my son cooperating for that. So maybe she'll come over and help. I know she'll come over and help me. She always says, anything you need, let me know. I just don't like to ask. And I think if I ask her, it'll make her happy that I asked for help. That's number 1. And number 2, she gets to come here and hang out, and we could, bullshit and just, spend time with one another before I go. Cool Gamer. Hey, honey. How are you? Good to see you. Ellie Fun says glitter is craft herpes. I know, but I love glitter. Love glitter. Oh my God, I want them. You want what? You want the balloons and all that stuff? Because I do make really nice stuff for parties. I do. And that's just out of sheer necessity. I did not start out doing that kind of thing. But I have all these friends that are like, hey, I need this. You know what? Could you make me this? I don't know how. You can't learn. The way to get me to do new shit is be like, what? Are you too stupid to learn? You too old to learn? Oh, it's like, really? It galls me when people say that. I'm like, did you just say I couldn't do something? Okay. Time to prove you wrong. I'm so spiteful in that way. But it works for, making me better. We get Veronica's daughter was having a birthday party. I think it was her second birthday. And she was like, oh my God. She was like, money is so tight and I'm crunched for time. I was like, well, when's the party? Mind you, this was like on a Monday or a Tuesday. And she was like, Saturday. I was like, which Saturday? She was this Saturday. I said, is there something wrong with you? And she was like, what? I was like, why would you wait till last fucking minute? And she's like, well, I need snacks and I want them done. And she had like all these grand ideas in her head. And I was like, see, bitch. And she was like, what? She was like, can you do it? I was like, in 4 days? Like, I don't have any supplies or anything. She was like, just text me a list. I was like, okay. And I did it. I texted her a list of all the different snack items, all the decoration items for the snacks, the chocolate to be melted. And because she wanted all these like theme snacks because her daughter's birthday is right before Halloween. So I had to do this whole Halloween thing. So I had to make like Rice Krispie ghosts and like goldfish containers with like the orange and black tulle on top with like a spider in the middle and like all these different things. And then she was like, oh, I need a balloon arch. I was like, you need a what? I didn't even know what that was. I'd never seen one. Like I'd seen them like at fancy showers and stuff, but at a kid's birthday party, never. And this was outdoors. It was supposed to be in her mother's backyard. I was like, where the hell are you going to put a balloon arch? And she was like, oh, I want it in these colors and I'll get the balloons and then you do the arch. I was like, I've never done that. She was like, I have faith in you, bitch. She was like, what? You won't do it for Deandra? I was like, see why you got to bring the kid into it. That's not fair. She was like, I'm sure you'll figure it out at some point. At some point, I got 4 days to make like snacks for 30 people, 30 kids, 4 different kinds of snacks, themed and decorated, and to make the balloon arch. And then to make, she wanted like little centerpieces for like each side, like bookends for the table. And she's being super specific. And I'm like, you're telling me to make these things. We don't even know that I know how. You will. Don't you know, in an hour, I knew how to make a balloon arch. I knew how to do everything. And she was just like, all right. She just dropped all the stuff off. And she was like, if you buy anything else on Amazon or whatever, get it rush ordered and just tell me and I'll give you back the money. I was like, whatever. And I went and I did all that. And then she tells me, oh, by the way, you're going to come set it up on Saturday, right? I got to set up for your kid's birthday party that I'm not even coming to because my kids are too old. Like, what the fuck? And she was, please. She was like, because I'm going to be running around like a chicken without a head. And da-da-da-da. Fine. Meanwhile, the girl that lives next door to her is her cousin. And that's the bitch that bullied me in high school and like got my hospital papers when I tried to unalive myself and made copies and handed them out to everybody to show that I was crazy. And she came out. She was like, oh my God, Michelle, is that you? I was like, Ro, how you doing? Because she don't bully me anymore. I ain't afraid of you, bitch. Like, come on, come talk to me. Let's go. Let's have a conversation. No, she's terrified. She runs the other fucking direction when she sees me. I'm like, oh, I'm like, who's scared now? Not that she ever like laid a hand on me. She got people to beat me up because she knew she couldn't fight. So I'd walk out of high school and I'd be walking home completely like oblivious, like just la 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 la, my own little world. Get jumped by like 6 girls. They made the mistake of jumping me in front of the high school though, and that's when the older girls that I knew from grammar school, they were a year above me, and I tutored them. And I went to school. I was in class with like their younger brothers, and they jumped in, and they put the kibosh on that. So I didn't get bullied anymore after that. But after that, I was already crazy, and that's shortly after that I, slapped the shit out of the nun. Whatever. God will forgive me. She was a horrible nun. Ellie Font, she won't give up teacher stuff. I will. No, I will. I like I said, I used to buy Scholastic books, so I had like thousands upon thousands of points because you get the points as you buy stuff. And I'd get the points from my kids buying stuff because they'd use my account. My students would use my account. And I have bins of brand new, like bulk item books. So like, it's not just stuff like there's books for the library for them and everything, but there's a lot of copies. Like I would buy 25 of whatever book was on sale for like $1. I'd buy 25 of them because I knew that was going to go into a gift package for the next like big holiday that we had. I gave my students gifts all the time. That's what I do. I like giving gifts. I like handing somebody something that they're not expecting and just watching them go, oh my God, that's for me. Oh my God. And they just get that little bit of excitement. And that makes my day. It makes my day to make somebody happy like that. So I do. I love to spoil people. I really, really do. And my kindergarten kids were no different. I bought them all sorts of stuff. First day of school, they always got I had the book. What the hell was it? The Night Before Kindergarten. And at the end of the year, they got the book The Night Before First Grade. And I would put that in their end of the year kit that I used to make them. Zuma and I always used to make them. We'd get the dollar store buckets, like the big sand buckets, and we'd fill that with stuff. Like we'd buy them, like the straw, like travel cups, and we'd get them crayons and markers and bubbles and sunglasses and coloring books and like puzzle books, because we love to get them like the mazes and the letter puzzle books, because you want to keep them, like working, but in a fun way. Just tons of stuff. There'd be goldfish crackers, a thing of goldfish crackers, a thing of like the vanilla Oreos, because you couldn't give them any chocolate. I'd throw a thing of like popcorn in there, and I know Winning's gonna like string me up over that. And then, of course, I always gave them the things that made my heart happy, with the little novelty toys that make all the noise. So like clappers, the ones that clap, 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 clap. Or the clackers. Remember, we had like the big clackers with the, you had the 2 balls and you could like kill somebody with those. And I know every one of you that ever played with one of those, you can remember the clack of those balls hitting one another as like they met on the top and on the bottom, on the top and on the bottom. It's almost like a pool hole kind of clacking, because they were substantial. Like they made noise and they were heavy, but these are little. These are baby balls. So they're little, but they do make a lot of noise. And they're not quite as dangerous. They're just made of plastic, hollow plastic. I used to get them maracas, like little maracas. Or one year I got them. There were these little like finger. There weren't rings per se, because they only went like to the first knuckle, but they were they lit up. So they lit up in different colors and everything. And if you pressed a certain button, they would make the pew pew noise. So it would light up, and if you press the button, it would go pew pew pew, but super loud. And I didn't realize how loud they were till I got them. Oh, that was great, because the kids fucking loved them, and they were long lasting. They were very hard to break. Trust me, I tried. And I like putting the kazoo. Suzanne, it's our word. But I used to buy them kazoos, whistles. One year I got them the whistle that, you take you can move the stick that's inside and it goes like just like that. That's exactly what it sounds like. And I bought them that. Oh my God, those parents wanted to kill me. And I would just be like, fuck you. I dealt with them all year long. All year. Here you go. You told me I can't tell your kid no. Here's a kazoo for you. Like, if I could have bought these kids individual drum sets, trust me, I would have. That's what I got from my little cousin Jennifer. She hit 5. I bought her a full drum set. It cost me like $400. I didn't give a crap. And it came with a little amplifier, everything. Like, my aunt was, because it had like this electronic thing. You could either put in headphones or you can hook it up to an amp. And my aunt was fun. And she knew exactly why I did it. So I gave her a set of headphones. And I gave her what should we call it? It was this teeny tiny amp. I mean, I swear to God, it was no bigger than my hand. It was almost like the speaker box on the desk for Charlie's Angels. Like, that's how big it was. But it was for little kids, but it was durable. So she knew the score. Whenever my uncle was around, she would put the amp on. And when he wasn't in the house, Jennifer would use the headphone set so that my aunt couldn't hear. She'd just hear the like bump, 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 like real light. But it didn't come through really loud. But yeah, when my uncle was home, she'd amplify the sound. It was great. Teamwork makes the dream work. He was so mad. He was like, "You didn't ask me." I was like, "No, sure didn't." I was like, "I really didn't. I did not ask. And I'm never gonna." I don't even know if I did my intro. Anyway, this is Shelly with Talking Trash and Truth, Coffee and Chaos with T3. Apparently that's me, heavy on the chaos, a little light on the coffee. But yeah, no, I used to love doing that kind of stuff. See, Ellie's gonna be very happy because I'm 15 minutes behind. Ellie Font, Shelly, time to leave Jersey and the life you knew behind. Time for a new chapter. Time to give up the teacher stuff. It's okay. I know. I don't want to give up a lot of the art stuff though, because I want to be able to do my art stuff. And with the new house, there's so many possibilities. And I want to get into like the different, like the older art stuff that I did, the more not kindergarten based. Like, I don't want to have to make paper flowers all the fucking time. But I'd like to get back into the ceramics and like I really used to enjoy carving things like out of clay. I would sit there for hours and carve people out of clay and, you know, make trees and stuff with like little, you know, the little leaves and everything. And I was good at it. I wasn't great, but I mean, I was good at it. I enjoyed it. It was very cathartic. And believe it or not, as soon as I start feeling crazy, if I can do some artwork, I'm much, much better. It's a very calming thing for me. It's very soothing. Because my natural instinct when I'm upset is to hurt and destroy. But when I do art, all I'm doing is creating, and it changes my entire outlook on things. I'm able to process a lot quicker. I'm able to, you know, like remove a lot of the negative emotion and negative thought. It's just very, very good for me because when I'm creating, I'm in a whole different headspace. And I like that headspace. It's why I get on here. I don't feel like I'm destroying anything when I'm talking to you guys. I'm creating an atmosphere. I'm creating a conversation. You know, am I sharing stuff? Yeah, like my son was saying, you know, you talk a lot about your past. And I was like, okay, but I'm not doing anything new right now. So I don't have anything new to share. So the only thing I have is either what I'm doing right now or what I've already done. So like that's the only basis I have that I could talk about. I have nothing new and interesting to talk about. I'm like, but that'll change. So I did look up some videos for where I'm where I'm moving. Yeah, it's see, like my mother's house was like, oh, we'll be in the mountains. Technically, we're surrounded by mountains, not huge like Colorado type mountains, but like Pennsylvania mountains. But it's enough that it's like, wow, I am moving to the country. I didn't see one car. All I saw was Jeeps and trucks. That was it. Jeeps, trucks, minivans. That was it. I was like, okay. And not many either. I actually looked up, like I said, I looked up the population of the county that I will be living in. The county has 2,700 people. Right now in the high school, there are 2,800 children in the high school right now in my town in Hoboken. That's the difference. Like, they're going to take everybody that's in that high school right now, and that's the whole county. So it's going to be a little bit of a culture shock for me at first. But I mean, I adapted in Kansas really easy. So I think I've lived in so many different places it doesn't even faze me anymore. It's just the anxiety of doing it. Once it's done, I'll adapt, no problem. But yeah. Winning Reality Nuts mentioned all the veils you gave for Veils Fruit. Yep, made them all myself. It was very, very nice. All nice velvet. And you screw you winning. She said I fell for it. I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't think I was going around to Catholic churches covering saints? I'm just covering crosses and statues and everything. So did you get a house, an apartment, or a condo? No, it's a one level ranch with a complete basement. The basement runs the whole length and width of the house, so it's freaking huge. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. Not a lot of land, but that's all right because it's almost a half an acre of land, which is fine for what we want for now. I mean, don't forget, we didn't get the inheritance yet. And my mother just bought the house outright. So, meh. No, but it's really nice. I like it. It's got a very comfy, cozy feel to it. My son will have his own room. My mother and her husband will have their own room with their own bathroom on the other fucking side of the house, which is great because I don't want to hear them. Let's face it, my mother's still active and I can't. She's 81. I don't know how she hasn't broken a hip. But she's going to be on the other side of the house. The kitchen is so cute. It's such a nice kitchen. It's got the big island in the middle without a sink or without a stove on it. So it's all countertop, which is great. It's got an outcrop countertop so I can put a stool under it. My mother's like, "Oh, what kind of stool do you want?" And I was like, "What, we're going to buy one?" She was like, "Well, yeah, what else would we do?" And I looked at her husband. I was like, "Can't you build one?" And he was like, "You want me to build your chair for the kitchen?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why would I buy a stool that's going to be rickety or whatever? It's not going to be the right height. It's not going to be like, like sturdy or whatever. I don't want one that has no back to it because Katie's going to sit on it and topple right the fuck over." I said, "I need one that we can all use and we're all about the same height, including him." Yeah. So it's like, he's only got like, I think he's like 5'6", 5'7". But I mean, me and my mother, we're 5'3", she's 5'4". Although I think now she said she's 5'2" because she shrunk. But I think she's still taller than me. And my daughter's shorter than me. So it's like, I want something that's sturdy and I want something to match everything else. I don't want to have to go searching for a certain kind of wood. And they just don't make them nice anymore. Like, I want something that when we sit down, I could sit down forever. I'll install, I'll even make like the seat padding and whatever. But it just makes more sense to me if you don't have a job. You want to build all these things for the house. Okay, start with the friggin' stool for the kitchen. But it's got the window over the kitchen sink. It's a double kitchen sink, which I love. I wanted that so bad. Like, that meant so much to me because I used to love looking out the window when I did dishes. And it's just, I just like doing it. I like having my cup of coffee standing in front of the sink, looking out the window, whatever. And I haven't had that in like forever. We had that in Halden when we lived there. I had that at grandma's. I didn't have it in the condo, but she didn't let me in the kitchen in the condo anyway. But yeah, no, it's a really nice house. It's a nice house. For now. It's a nice house to spend the rest of my mother's life in. And we still have our own space. Connor has his own room. My mother and Fredo, they have their own room, their own bathroom. Connor's bathroom is the main bathroom that's in the hallway. It's right outside his bedroom. And Katie and I have the walk-through bathroom between our two rooms, which I like because if she falls or whatever, I'm literally right there. My mother was going to put Katie on one side and Connor on the other. And I was like, that don't make any sense. They're a boy and a girl. Like, I don't want them walking into one another. Like, it's just easier. She was like, yeah, but the bedroom is a little smaller, I think. I was like, that's all right. I'm one person. I don't plan on spending like the next 50 years in this place. Like, just let me get better. Just let me get better. And I just like that Katie and I get to share something. So it's nice. She's very excited. She's very excited to the point where she's making me a little crazy. But that's all right. Her birthday is in 10 days. She's going to be 29. Dear God, I have a 29-year-old daughter. That don't seem right. It just doesn't. She should, if life was fair, she would be off and married and with her own kids. And I'd be a grandma, which, I want the grandbabies. I don't know that I want to be grandma yet, though. I don't feel like a grandma. I barely feel like mom. Some days I feel like I'm a good 16 to 18 years old mentally. And then other days I'm like 90. Today's a 90 kind of day. Anyway, Shelly girl, the money's already gone. Yeah. The money's already gone. Time to let it go. You can put fresh stuff on your wish list. I did. I put a whole bunch of stuff on my wish list. I'm building my wish list. It's just I have to have an address to send it all to. And there's no point in ordering anything when nobody's living there yet. I'm so close to the ground. I just tuck and roll. And yeah, let me tell you something. My friends will tell you I fall in the best ways. I fell on a tiny patch of ice outside Rite Aid with my friend Bianca. She said she watched one leg go one way, one leg go the other. I had a coffee in one hand. I had my phone and a cigarette in the other hand. And I fell. I didn't drop my coffee. I didn't spill my coffee. I didn't drop my cigarette and drop my phone. I just sat there on the ground like stunned. And she was like, oh my God. And I was like, she tried to like come over to help me. I was like, girl, wait. I was like, because I can't stop laughing. Just wait till it passes because there's no fucking way I'm getting up. How the hell did I fall? She was like, how'd you fall? How'd you keep everything in your hand? I was like, I don't know. But I do. I fall really well. I fell down the whole freaking block. Our 7-Eleven is on Washington Street. It's on 5th and Washington, which is a nice flat strip of, a regular Main Street. But then as soon as you pass Washington Street, there's such a steep hill going down to the middle of town that when it rains or when it snows, you're taking your life in your hands. You're just going to ski right down that hill. You ain't walking. No matter how good you are, you're skiing down that hill. I used to tell Katie, I was like, I'm going to take you in the wheelchair, take you to the top, just let you go. And then at the bottom, you meet your grandmother. You'll just zoom right through. She was like, yeah. But we used to tease her with that all the time. But yeah, it snowed really bad. And they made us go to work. So I stopped at 7-Eleven. And I went to get my coffee and a pack of cigarettes. And I left 7-Eleven. I took a sip of my coffee. And I wasn't paying attention. And I slipped. And I literally slid on my back the entire fucking block. Just because it was one giant sheet of ice. I landed at the bottom and I just laid there. And this guy goes, that was fucking impressive. It was like, are you okay? I was like, oh my God, you saw that? He was like, I watched the whole thing. He was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, let me help you up. And he did. He helped me up, but he was like, "You didn't even spill your coffee." I was like, "Oh no, I might crack open my head, but this coffee's gonna be all right." I'm like, "No, like, I have priority." But yeah, and then of course I stood up and I walked to school. I get to school, and my director Adriana was like, she goes, "What the hell happened to you?" I was like, "I fell. Why?" She's like, "You don't feel that?" I was like, "Feel what?" Apparently I had compacted the ice, like the snow, into like really like to stick to me and to my coat, but I didn't feel it when I was walking, and it didn't come off. It was just one solid, like it looked like somebody had like packed me like a snowman from the back of my head all the way to the backs of my knees. Just a solid wall of snow that was just like packed up against me. And she was like, "Go outside." We went outside. She had to like break it up and like get it to come off me. I didn't even feel it. I was so cold. I didn't feel shit. So it was like, I wasn't going to feel the snow. But it was funny. He was like, "That was fucking impressive." I was like, "You watched me?" But oh my God, it was so funny. Do 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 do. Nah, because I did it as a kid. Yeah. Artist supplies don't improve with time, they go bad. Ask me how I know that. Oh, I know. I know. That's why I'm like, as I find markers and stuff, I test them. If they're even remotely dry, it's like garbage, 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 because I have so many. But I don't want to like throw out stuff that's good. I hate waste. Do you read my banner? A day without learning, loving, or laughing is a waste. Don't be wasteful. I'm very much against being wasteful in any way, shape, or form. It's what happens when you have depression era people that raise you. Don't think that costs money. Do you know how everything is? Do you know how much that costs? I know what everything costs, damn it. I don't know why I never went on The Price is Right, because my grandmother made sure that cost, like she had to tell me to the penny what everything cost. And it's just like, and I think that's why I don't care about money. I really don't. Everybody I know that has money is a miserable fuck. They're all just so miserable. And they're like, "Oh, she only wanted me for my money. He only wanted me for my money." Well, I got no money. So if you want to be with me, you're going to have to be with me. Like, want me for me. That just works out better for me, I think. Ask me how I know. I'll tell you, paint from my college classes. I just got rid of them this past year and they were hard as rocks. Oh my God, paint is the worst. Either it's rock hard or it's dry and chalk or it's just all oil. Like you open it and all that oil just oozes out. You're like, "Ugh," and it's just the smell. Ugh. Because once paint turns, it smells like rotten eggs. It's horrible. And I mean, I've had people, they're like, "Oh, I don't smell it." I smell it. I smell it from here. You are not trying to paint my furniture with something that smells like rotten eggs. Fuck you. But like a lot of stuff I have, like the Mod Podge and stuff like that, that's not cheap. And I know I'll use it eventually because I'm going to be sealing stuff. I'll be creating like little things. I know Katie's going to want, she's very specific when she wants something. So if she wants like bookends for her room, then she's going to be like, "I want bookends, but I want them to be this color and I want them to have this in them. And can you give them like a unicorn horn, or can you, like put glitter on them? Can they have ribbons or can they have bows or whatever?" She has this, I guess it's not a plaque. It's a sign on her door that she asked me to make her when she was like, I think 10 or 11 years old. And it's this piece of plastic, like the hand, like I'm telling you, I'm having a very bad brain day. So just bear with me. I apologize for all my stuttering because it's really, I've overdone it this week and I'm paying the price right now. I don't know if you all have seen like that plastic screening, like the plastic mesh that you use for like hook rugs and, for like crocheting, like hand stitching or whatever. But it's a big rectangle of that, and it's surrounded by little bits of yarn and everything. She wanted little yarn beds and flowers put in each and every bed. So she wanted a flower like every inch. Now we're talking about 60 freaking handmade flowers, 60, handmade leaf beds and whatever. So I did that. And then she wanted it crocheted, like she wanted it stitched in the middle that it said, this is Katie's room and Katie is a rock star. And like she wanted glitter here and she wanted like a sewn on like unicorn, because she does love unicorns, in one corner. And she wanted like kittens, like plant. And I made this fucking thing. Do you know she's going to be 29? It's still on her door. I was like, can I throw this fucking thing out? No. Oh my God. But like I said, Katie's very specific. She wants it the way she wants it. And you will never find that kind of shit in a store. I would love to take her to like Big Lots or Walmart and be like, pick out your decorations. Nope. She will be like, I want this from this and that from that, but I want them together. Bitch. Like, really? Like, lucky for her. I like making stuff. So she got lucky. My son is equally just as weird. I didn't realize how much the handmade blankets I made when he was little meant to him till I tried to throw one out the other day. Oh my God. You would think I was like taking his cats and chucking them out the window. Like he was devastated. Why would you do that? You made that when you were pregnant with me. All right, calm down. I was like, it's old. It's like, it's almost 20 years old now. Like, I'll make you a new one. He was like, can you even make one the same way? I was like, what are you trying to say? He was like, you don't have time like that. He was like, now you're always on the internet. Your hands hurt and this and that. I was like, all right. Like, no need to throw all that in my face. He was like, well, you had time. I was like, I had time and motivation. Like for him, when I was pregnant with him, I did a lot of crocheting because, pregnant, you can't smoke. So I needed to do something with my hands. So I literally made like half a dozen freaking blankets, but I made this one huge blanket for my queen size bed. And he loves that blanket, but then he stopped using it like a couple of years ago. So I just kind of threw it in the closet and that was it. And I was going to throw it out and he had a fit. Now, for him, it was the crocheted blanket. For my daughter, it was the hand-stitched blanket. I cross-stitched an entire blanket of all these little, blocks and a rattle and whatever, stars. It took me almost 6 months to do this blanket for her. I finished it 2 days before I went into labor, like before my water started leaking. And she loves this blanket. She won't use it. I mean, it was a baby blanket, but she was like, no. I've never used it. I actually had to go buy her another baby blanket because my girl's like, you can't use that with the baby. You'll ruin it. That's a keepsake. I was like, why the fuck did I just spend 6 months decorating this thing for her if I'm not going to use it? She's like, no, trust me. We'll wrap it in tissue paper and we'll start, a box for Katie. And we did. She found this old suitcase of my mother's from when my mother was little. It's this red suitcase with like white trim, which is now like cream color because it's so fucking old. But it had like the real big metal latches on it, and not the kind that you push the button and it pops up. The kind that have that that little golden, like that little metal ring that you put on, and then you push down, you depress it, and it pulls the ring tighter in the groove so that it locks it like that. That's how old this fucking thing is. The handle is just pure leather. Like it's like old. It's from what, 1942? So I started that. She gave me that to start putting Katie's stuff in. So like in there is Katie's the blanket I made her. She's got a blanket in there, this yellow and white blanket that my friend Dale made of her. Super delicate, super beautiful. Definitely it was a keepsake. There was no way it wasn't going to keep her warm, so I wasn't going to use it. There's bronze shoes, her first pair of shoes. They're bronze. They're in there. One of her Bobos that I thoroughly cleaned and everything else. I think she used it once, and then I like cleaned it and I made sure it was all dry, and I put it in a plastic bag just in case. It's got her first Halloween costume in there. It's got her first dress. It's got her baptismal clothes in there. It's got her baptismal candle. It's got her first rosary in there, her first baby Bible. It's got a whole bunch of like all her keepsakes, like baby's first Christmas and everything. And this is the difference between children because Katie's got all this stuff. I have photo album upon photo album of Katie. Connor has a half a photo album, a half a baby book that I filled in, and like a shitload of pictures, but more of his stuff is digital. Like it would cost me like so much money to print out his pictures. Which eventually I'm gonna have to do. But like he's got his own keepsake thing. It's not a suitcase, it's more like a duffel bag. And, like I have his first pair of shoes, but they're not bronzed yet because they don't really do that much anymore. And I'm afraid to send them to somebody because what if I don't get them back? So he's just got regular shoes. I have both of them have jars, like these little jelly jars of teeth. I don't know if y'all do that. I have my own, I have my teeth from when I was a baby. Like we saved the baby teeth. It's just a thing we do. So everybody's like, oh my God, that's so weird. Are those teeth? Yeah, they're my kids' baby teeth. Like this is the first one that got pulled out. The first one is always separate. Or I have his in like, I put it in like saran wrap and I put a little label on it saying first tooth and the date that it came out and everything else. It's so cute. But yeah, like all that kind of stuff. But his is like in a duffel bag and kind of like half done. Hers is like immaculate. It's like I have pictures of her for literally as she's coming out of me. Thank you, mother, for that one. But and for showing everybody the unedited pictures so that everybody knows what it looks like when a baby's coming out. And she didn't just do like the baby like once. She did the crowning, she did the face half out, she did the whole head just out and not the rest of the body. Then she did like the half body, and then she did like Katie upside down and like, screaming. And it's just like, but don't show me before you freaking show them to everybody else. No, she went and had them developed, showed everybody. I was like, Ma, do you see what that is? That's the baby's hair. No, it's not. No, it's not. And she was like, oh my God, is that what? Where do you think that she was coming out of? Like, they don't come out of the belly button. They really don't. They really don't. And she was just like, oh, I didn't show that many people. She showed everybody. Everybody. And I was like, and nobody said anything. She said they were shocked, but I just thought they were shocked because, you were having a baby. I was like, oh my God. I was like, you turned my baby's like birth into a Nova special. Like, this is Nova. Yeah, this is life. Life, begins whatever. I can't. That's just how my mother is. Anyway. So yeah, everybody in town that she showed the pictures to got to see Mahuha at its worst, most abused time ever. Ellie should be very happy. I'm 45 minutes behind. Shelly, trust me, hey, ZD, how you doing? Trust me, get rid of it. I just spent $2,000 getting rid of clutter. Oh my God, I'm done drowning in stuff. It has only cost me more money. And why not? Because I love clutter. It's because I see money spent. Yep. That's the whole thing. I hate clutter. If everything was just empty, I'd be very happy. Like, I'm good with like throw pillows and like, throw blankets. I like cozy. I don't like cluttered. I don't like messy. I was telling Winning earlier, everything with me has a place. It might not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. And when I move something after like 2-3 years of it being in the same place, because now it doesn't really belong there. I put it where it actually belongs. As soon as I go to look for it, I'm like, where the fuck did I put it? And then I can't find it. And I'm like, well, it belongs here. I go to look for it. I'm like, where is it? How does it get lost in transit? I know I walked in here. I put it on the shelf. Where'd it go? Did it grow legs and decide like those stories about dogs that run away when you move and you find them back at the old house? Like, did it migrate back? Sure enough, it's back in the old spot. Like, ZD, I'm done with keeping crap. I feel the same way. I just didn't think I was ever going to move out of here. I figured This will be the last place I live because my kids will grow up. They'll move out. I'll have the whole apartment to myself. Whatever. I'll have my own like little art room. I had no problem being here by myself when I first moved in. I just figured this is the last move. I'd already moved like 6 times in 4 years. So I was not looking forward to ever moving again. Now I can't wait to get the fuck out. But thinking that I was going to like be here forever. Yeah, I painted all the walls. I painted the doorways. I decorated the way I fucking wanted. And I accumulated stuff. However, I am very proud of myself that I never had to get a storage unit. My mother had a full, big storage unit for years, like 30 years. She was using that storage unit. And I was like, what's in there? She was like, I don't even know. She was like, but I don't even know. She was like, it's packed. She had stuff from the 70s, leather working stuff from the 70s when we had the leather stand in Fairfield Flea Market in 78. She had all that stuff. The leather, the dye, the tools, the mallets, the metal impressions, like everything. She had tree stands for hunting because they no longer fit in her bedroom and they weren't really using them. They all went to storage. So she had like all this stuff. And I was like, what are you going to do with all that? She was like, I threw most of it out. I was like, you threw the tree stands out? She was like, oh no, he wouldn't let me do that. I was like, why would you? She's like, and I kept all the leather stuff too. That's a lot of money. I was like, are you going to use it? Probably not. Great. Great. So she's not of the mind where I'm never going to use it. Let me get rid of it. She's like, I might one day. Yeah, I might grow wings and fly away one day too, but it's not likely. Suzanne said, Elephant, oh my God, I have to go through all my paints and Crackles Summer Ancient. Yeah. You got to be careful. Like, don't spill them, Suzanne, because that's a smell that stays forever. My mom just did that. It's Edie Jen. She was like, why am I keeping this crap? And she filled dumpsters and dumpsters of crap. Pretty much everything I'm going through. I'm like, why do I have this? Why do I still have this? Why do I still have this? Why do I still have it? Everything keeps getting thrown down. And then there's the surprise. Oh my God, I didn't know I own this. I've been waiting to go buy something like this and I already own it. It's like, that's when you know you have too much shit. Like I said, I don't like to shop in person, but I will kick ass on Amazon. Lord. Oh, God. Let me see. Girl, they disintegrate. Ask me how I know that. Oil pastels. Yep. Get rid of it all. You'll spend more money on the move. Not worth it. Unless you use it at least once a month. It's got to go. Yep. That's what I'm looking for. See, today I have to go through clothes. So I had my son empty every dresser and just put all the clothes out here on the club chair that I have next to the kitchen table and on the kitchen table. So I can just go through. He was like, well, what are you throwing out? Anything that has a hole or a stain or whatever is going. If it don't fit, it's going. He was like, how do you know? I know your sizes. How do you know? Because who buys your shit? Are you kidding me? I know their sizes better than I know my own. And he's like, how do you know what's that? What do you think? The clothes just magically appear? They just fall out of the sky? Like the clothing store just drops your shit off and you're good to go? No, I buy it. Big digits. Finkel is Einhorn. What's up, honey? I threw a boomerang a couple years ago. I know. I now live in constant fear. Suzanne, liar, panties on fire. I mean, sometimes. Depends on what he says. You're not going to part with shit. No, I'm parting with a lot of stuff. I've thrown out so much stuff. And kind of like, why are you throwing furniture out? Because I don't need it. Trust me, I know your grandmother. She's getting all new furniture. The only thing that I'm taking is the table that I'm aware of. You know, the cat tree is here only because the cats won't give it up right now. Once like we're getting like to the nitty gritty, that's got to go. Because I can't stand it. It's just, it's been here so long and it's been through so many cats that it's just like, it's dilapidated looking. Like, I'll get them a new one. I'll get them a fancy one. Um, but like the TV's coming with me, my computer stuff is coming with me. The desk, nope. Entertainment center, nope. The dresser drawers that I have all the art supplies and everything in the living room that I use as end tables, nope. Like none of that is coming with me. The couches, nope. Even the club chair, nope. Like the computer chairs, yeah, they'll come with me. The TV, computer, any electronic stuff, yes. But like the little crap, no, I can't. Wait, oh good God. I keep getting all these text alerts about like the upcoming debate, which I'm excited for, but I'm also like, it's gonna be a shit show. It'll be funny though. Funny in our country kind of sucks kind of way. Let's see. ZD, I feel like I can breathe again. I should have done it sooner. And that's the thing. Like, my mother doesn't get it. She's like, oh, it's fine. Da, da, da. I'm like, you don't understand how excited I am about having my own space. I don't want it to be cluttered. Like, I want shelving units, but I want her husband to build them because I want something very specific. I kind of want it to go around like the window. Like, I want it to be on the wall with the window. But I want it to be like to the ceiling because that's all I want. I don't want to have any dressers in my room. I don't want to have any of that stuff. Like, I'll use the bottom of the bookshelves with bins for like the clothes and stuff. Like, the fabric bins, they're cute. They make them really, really fancy and nice now. So why not? Or he could build it with like the drawers on the bottom. So I just use drawers on the bottom. I don't need a lot of, drawer space. But if he makes it the way I want it, then it's great. Might even be like a hutch kind of a thing. But I want it against like the whole one wall. But that's neither here nor there. But she doesn't get that I live in the living room. So I have no privacy. I don't have a door I can close. It's an open doorway. So the kids are always coming in and out, in and out. I have no privacy. I have no uninterrupted sleep because they come out here and the kitchen is right there. So they're banging around. So I'm awake. I only slept like 15 minutes, but now I'm awake because once I wake up, I'm up. And it's the depository because they just drop everything in the fucking living room. And I'm like, can you pick that up? He'll come back from the store and he's taking his shoes off. He throws them over here and his jacket goes over here and his hat goes over here. And I'm like, come back in here, pick up that, pick up that, pick up that, pick up that, and take them to your fucking room with you. Why are they? Oh, well, pick them up later. No, I live out here. I don't like living like with people who just leave shit laying around. I don't do that. I'm not like OCD organized, but I like things to be pretty. I like them to be tidy, put together. I like things to be clean. My kids don't give a shit about clean. I have been begging them to vacuum this goddamn rug for like a month. Nope. So, okay. So what do? I can't do the vacuum. The vacuum, it was way too heavy and now I threw it out. But I couldn't do it because I couldn't maneuver around. So I would crawl around on my floor and pick up like the hairballs from the cats or whatever, little bits of paper. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. Well, if you're not going to fucking vacuum it, like it hurt. And it's not easy for me to get up once I'm on the floor because my legs don't want to, my knees are like, no, they're not. We're not bending that way anymore. Okay. Like, especially if I'm on my knees for a long time, which all of you can go fuck yourselves because I know what you're all thinking. But I mean, if I'm doing that like on the hard floor, my knees are gonna hurt. And I pay for it. And they don't care. They don't give a shit. I definitely got to put that on the list because I know my mother doesn't own a vacuum anymore. And I got rid of it. I had the wet vac, the shop vac, because Katie was always spilling something or the sink would overflow, the toilet would overflow. So that was the vacuum I had. But it's just way too freaking big and I'm not trying to move with that shit. So I got rid of it. So now I got to get another vacuum. But I don't know like how much of the house is going to be carpeted. So I don't know if I'm going to have to get a heavy duty one or just get one of those little like Sharky things. Like the Bissell 3-in-1. I was looking at that. It's like $25. And I'm like, $25 if it breaks, I don't give a shit. I get it. Hubby and I are minimalish. Spartans. That's what they used to call it, right? The Spartan lifestyle. We have a rule of only bringing in quality stuff and getting rid of the old stuff. Yep. Before we bought our house, we did a bunch of donations and a dumpster. Oh, yeah. And yeah, I see your balloons. I see them. She said, why you delete my balloons, YouTube? Yeah, I see them. They're cute. You did 4 red balloons. Not 99, though. I'm a minimalist, or used to be. My husband is a clutterbug. Oh, see, Katie is the hoarder. I got to be careful with her. Except that now that we're moving, she's like, I need this thrown out. I need that. I was like, stop. Like I asked her one question. She answered like 50 other ones, but not the one I asked. She drove me insane. And then she tried doing it again tonight when I like was going to sleep. Well, last night when I was going to sleep, and I was just like, zip, 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 zip. And she's like, what? I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear your voice anymore. Not today. Like, you drove me crazy today. I need you to be quiet. You can drive me crazy tomorrow, but today I have had enough. So unless you want me to lose my mind right now, zip it. Is it super, super important? No, then put a pin in it and wait till tomorrow. Who does that? Who does what? Mostly with wires and empty boxes of things. I don't know why he keeps them. Yep. My grandfather was like that. I found boxes upon boxes of just mismatched like electrical wires and like those little screw-on things that you put on the wires when you connect them. The grounders, I guess there are covers, whatever the fuck they are. Like all that kind of stuff. I found different screws of every kind, shape, consistency. Like there were gold ones, silver ones, black ones, short ones, long ones, fat ones, pointed ones, flat ones. I was like, oh my God. And like one of each. It was like whatever you're building's gonna look fucked up. But those were his like spare parts. Always spare parts. He had 2 drawers in the back room full of just spare part shit. I'm not gonna lie, I have a junk drawer. If you don't have a junk drawer, I don't understand how nobody has a junk drawer. But like I have the one in the kitchen. It's the drawer that we can't get to because it's in the corner. So it becomes the catch-all for everything that we don't want to lose, but that we're not going to use, but we might need one day. That's going to be fun to clear out because I'm going to be like, oh my God, I forgot I had this. And it's a really long drawer too. So I'm going to have to like take it out because I know stuff went over and behind it because it doesn't want to close all the way now. So it's like, oh, that drives me crazy. ZD said, Shelly, I put it in my mind I had a fire. If it was a fire, you wouldn't give a shit about that stuff as long as you and your kids are safe by keeping the stuff you and your kids burn up in the stuff. I don't want to think of that. My father was a firefighter. I don't want to think of that. But I will do the whole thing where what stuff would I want to grab besides my kids and the cats if I could grab it and get out? Like I have a box of like my grandmother's jewelry. It's not her good jewelry, but it's her good costume jewelry that she wore a lot. And there's like little keepsake things in there. So I would want to keep that. I would want to keep Katie's baby things. I would want to keep Connor's baby things. I would want to keep the photo albums. I would want to keep my Star Wars books that I got when Star Wars came out because they don't make them anymore. Like my collector stuff, but like Funko Pops, not garbage. Yeah. Deadpool clock, garbage. Like the things that people have given me, either I'm going to gift them to somebody else or I'm just going to put them in the recycle room and then all the maintenance men can just go nuts. Same thing with my books. I am not bringing all my books with me. I'm just not. Like the ones that I've spent like good money on, I'll keep. But paperbacks and shit like that, like the Sookie Stackhouse series, I would love to like reread those, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I know me. Like I've already read them pretty much twice each. That's enough. All the Harry Potters, I might keep them. I might not. I doubt that I will because I'm pissed off at all the actors that played in that because they're all shims now. But like they ruined that whole fucking series for me. Put such a bad taste in my mouth because of how they treated J.K. Rowling. But bunch of ungrateful little fucks. So yeah, it kind of soured me on Harry Potter quite a bit. But like the Shakespearean works, Edgar Allan Poe, Upton Sinclair, what the hell's the other guy? The guy who wrote Witches of Eastwick. I have like a bunch of his books. His name isn't coming to mind right now. But like the books that I really they're more literature than trashy books. So I mean I would like to keep those and they have nice bindings and everything. I have like 5 beautiful Bibles. I'm not getting rid of them. I have this thing about Bibles. I think Bibles are gorgeous. Like just the decoration and like the gold edging and the different ribbons that are in them. Like I have my grandmother's, I have my father's, I have the one they gave me when Daddy died. That has its own wooden box and everything. I've got my grandfather's from when it wasn't when his mother passed away, it was when his father passed away. And it meant a lot to him. He kept it and it still smells like him. Because he always kept it in the drawer where he kept his cologne and like his undershirts and whatever. Because he said it makes your undershirt smell. You don't have to put cologne on you. Your undershirt smells like it, and it lasts longer. So that's what he used to do. So his Bible smells like that, and I can actually take it out of because I have it in a plastic bag. I can actually take it out of the plastic bag, and it still smells like him. And I'm getting like my chest is getting warm right now because it's like. I can, like that, remember what he smelled like. He's the only one. Grandma always smelled like she was cooking. Like that. Like she smelled like whatever was on the stove. That was Grandma. Like, that's just how she smelled. My mother always smelled like cigarettes. Like, that's just my mother. But Grandpa, he used to, I don't even know what kind of cologne it was. I think it was like, what was it called? Gray flannel? I think. But it's just, it was so him. And he never overdid it, but it was just this really light, really manly scent. And it was very comforting to me. So, I mean, it still smells like him. And I don't want to ever lose that. You know, like that's all I have of him. Besides like all his tools and stuff. I didn't mourn him when he died because he pissed me off because he had a girlfriend and was cheating on my grandmother for 40 years. But I loved my grandfather. I mean, we did everything together. He taught me how to do everything that, you know, I ever enjoyed as a kid. You know, working on cars, pumping gas, going crabbing, going fishing, you know, all that stuff. He taught me all that. You know, Grandma taught me how to cook and crochet and knit and sew and play cards and how to win at cards. Yeah, she taught me how to play cards. But I mean, Grandpa was great. Yeah, I don't touch the hubby stuff. Wait. Yeah, I don't touch the hubby stuff. The rest of the house is game. Yep. Elephant chat. Should I ruin Shelly on Scholastic? No, I haven't bought Scholastic in forever. Ever. It's pushing the woke shit hunt. Literally, sorry. Yeah, but I haven't bought from them in like 5 years. It was great when I had a kindergarten class because the parents would buy their kids tons of stuff and I would get all the free points. And so I would spend it on the dollar books. If I could spend like no money and wind up with books that would last my kids for gifts like the whole year long, that's what I did. But unfortunately, I have a ton of them in there. Yeah, but I saw they had, you know, my 2 dads or my 2 moms and, you know, like all the colors of the rainbow and be proud of your skin tone. And yeah, I know. Those started coming out as I was leaving. I think I saw one on, so your dad wears a dress or something like that. Everybody's unique. It's the weirdest shit. The weirdest shit. But yeah, I haven't bought from Scholastic since before the pandemic. It was just lucky timing when we had the pandemic that I hadn't already pre-bought for the end of the year. So I got to save some money that way. I was married to a minimalist and he makes it so much more difficult. I wish I was married to a minimalist. I miss the whole I wish. I know. They do. They make it more difficult. Yeah, and they're full of woke shit. Fuck them, Ellie. I trust me, I don't give them my money anymore, but I'll still make use of the shit that I have. I'm just gonna wind up giving it all to Veronica because she still teaches at those levels. ZD, my autocorrect always changes your name to Myers. It drives me crazy when I can't catch it. You in your Myers, in your Myers, in a Myers. Just move the Y. We moved our pool to the less sunny side of the house because it gets so hot. Now it's too cold. Fuck. Why don't you just leave the pool where it was and get like one of those? Is it an above ground pool or? I mean, it's not going to be in ground, but like, is it a low pool that you could easily move, or is it like set? Because I would think you could probably build like a shade over it. Maybe like a, just not a tarp, but like a little tent top that doesn't take too much to set up. Gotta love autocorrect. Get one of those big leaves that we have, in kindergarten and attach it to the side of the pool so you could just, go into that shade. I remember those. My IRL name does it to people all the time. My boss will text speech to text and say my name, then correct the text, so I know she knows how to spell it. There you go. Shelly likes cracking balls. Yes, I do. Run, winning run. Nah. His aren't made of plastic. Or glass. Kazoos. I'm way behind. Holy shit. I'm almost an hour behind. Aren't you proud? Look at that. Look at that. I had a kazoo that had a bubble blower on it. A bubble? I never had one of those. Aw. I kind of want one. And you never forget it. What hurts is hearing, hey, mom, back when you were born in the 1990s, did you have... Listen, my daughter, the first time she said, hey, mom, when you were young, I was like, what do you mean when I was young? And this was like 10 years ago. And I was like, what do you mean when I was young? I'm still young. She was like, sure you are. I was like, listen, bitch. I was like, I will fight you. I was like, do not go there. And now she's like, I can't believe I'm going to be 29. I'm like, yep, you're not young no more. And she just looks at me. I'm like, I've been waiting a while to be able to tell you, getting old, girl, getting old, long in the tooth. Long in the tooth. Wait till things start like gravity's a bitch. You better hope. You better hope you got that good skin. I don't think you do. She gets so mad. I just love teasing her. And she's like, oh, I'm going to be so old. Yeah, well, at least, I don't want to be the one to tell her that she wasn't supposed to, be on this earth very long. So the older she gets, the happier I am. Like, I can't wait for her to reach old age because I never thought she would. So she needs to be thankful instead of being like, I'm getting so much older. Yes, you are. Thank God. You know what? Count your blessings that you're getting older because you weren't supposed to make it this far at all. Like, you weren't supposed to make it past 6, according to your fucking doctors. But here you are turning 29. So you know what? Fuck science. God got you, girl. It's all right. Mers, my daughter had to wrangle a calf for her landlord last week. She was like, she might be a baby, but man, he is big. Wow. Okay. Is that like part of her rental payment? Like, why would she do that? P Digits, are you moving to Maine, Shelly? No, honey, I'm moving to Pennsylvania. Maine would have been great for the lobster, but the cold is fuck that. Like, no, they're cold literally 75% of the year. No, I'm good. I do not want to have to deal with the Maine snow. Maine snow is ridiculous. I'm not doing it. And the prices out there are they're god awful. But yeah, no, it's the part of Pennsylvania that we're moving to is really like boony, which is fine. Everything is cheap as shit, and there's a lot of places to shop, and there's a pizzeria just a block away, which is great. I even looked up; they had really good reviews, and I watched a whole bunch of videos of people moving around the town, and they were telling the history. It's a coal mining town. It used to be, no more anymore, but it was made for coal mining. So it was just like, okay. And it built up around that. So really there's like nobody there, which is great. But they do have like they have a Legion Hall, which is good for my mother's husband, because he doesn't get away from my mother like at all. Because around here there's nobody for him to hang out with. And I was like, you really need to go to like the VA once we get there. Like you need to find a, like American Legion Hall, like Elks Club, something, and be a part of something. Get yourself some buddies. Like you need that. Like you need to branch away from my mother, because when she dies, you're going to be devastated. There's going to be nobody for you. Like, don't do that thing where you isolate the way she isolates. My mother's quite happy only knowing her husband and tangentially me. She could deal with never meeting another person for the rest of her life. She's just not social. He's not like that. He doesn't like a lot of people, but he does like to go out for walks and talk to people. She doesn't even like that. She's just leave me home, which I get, because sometimes I'm like that, but sometimes I want to meet people. I like hearing people's stories. I don't like going out to bars. I like going out to like a park. And just ask my son. I can talk to anybody anywhere. Like, it doesn't really matter. I'm not shy in any way, shape, or form. I mean, sometimes like in this kind of stuff, I can get shy, but like face to face, no, not at all. The initial like walking up to you, maybe I might have a little hesitation, but once I say hi, we're off and running. Like, you'll think that I've known you for 20 fucking years, the way I talk to you, because I'm very relaxed when it comes to that kind of thing. I'm also very tactile. So like, if you're not a hugger, or like, if you have a problem with touch, you got to like tell me from the get-go. I'll probably still do it and ignore whatever you say, but at least I'll know that I'm transgressing. And I'll be a little apologetic about it, but I'm still going to do it. Oh, goody. Here come the fucking leaf blowers. I got to catch up in chat because I'm not dealing with these leaf blowers. I'm just not doing it. Shelly, with all the money you save from the move, you can buy brand new, that which you will actually use. Just don't clutter your new home, or you'll be in the same place, just not in Jersey. Well, I mean, it's also different having, you got the upstairs, the downstairs. There's the very big garage, and then there's another like little shed behind the garage. So, I mean, it's different because I get to put like the art stuff out in the art area, which is nice, because that's what Fredo is like. He's making like an art area for me and my mother. So everything can go out there and it's not like in the house. But yeah, as far as like tchotchkes, I was telling Winning yesterday, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to throw out like all my little candles and stuff like that. Cause fuck that. Like, I don't, if I have to dust it, I don't want it. Like, no. Dust with the like feather duster or like with the chamois or whatever, that's fine. But if it's something where I have to pick it up and like use like a paintbrush or a freaking Q-tip to get like the crevice, fuck that. No, I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh.
Nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that.
There you go. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Suzanne said, Shelly, where Harlem and I live, the population is said to be 200. They lying. I never seen more than 60 people. And that's pretty much how it's going to be where I move. Like, there's a house to the right of my house, but it's like down, like there's two garages of theirs in between, and like then their house, and it's empty. And there's a house way across the street off to the side, like not directly in front. Plus, we're not that close to the road, like There's quite a bit of, well, enough land between us and the road that it's, you have to drive up a pretty long driveway. Compared to like houses around here. It's not like a 10-foot driveway. It's more like a 30, maybe 35-foot driveway, which is fine. But there's one house and the guy owns it and he only goes there to go hunting like twice a year. That's it. Like that's what that house is for him. That's his like little hunting place. He goes in there, he sleeps there and then he goes out and goes hunting. And then after that, it's nothing but state land. So it's just forests. That's all it is. It's just trees. I'm afraid it was like the bears. I was like, no. I was like, I'm not looking forward to the bears. He was like, come on. I was like, all right, if we have good doors, yes, I'm looking forward to the bears. I was like, but if we don't have thick doors, I'm not looking forward to the bears. Like, I don't want, Swiss Family Robinson over here where I'm going to be feeding this fucking bear sugar cookies all goddamn day. Like, no, we're good. I don't need a Samson. But I am very much, I'm very excited about it. I'm afraid to get my hopes up, because it's all said and done, but the closing isn't for a week. Two. And I just don't want anything to go wrong because I'll be devastated. If this doesn't happen, I will be devastated. I have my lease ready to go. It's in my email. They just sent it to me. I have to have it in by the 30th. The closing is a couple days before. So in between the closing and the deadline, that's when I'll fill out either I'm going to renew the fucking lease or I'm going to do the order to vacate, the notice of vacate. So I'm just waiting. But I need this. I need this. It's not where I want to be, but I'm not where I want to be. So I got to work on me and I got to be smarter about it. And I'm thinking of different things to do with my channel, different channels to create. I'm trying to create, secondary revenue streams so that I don't really have to sit on it and constantly feed into it. Just something that's just going to make me money without me even thinking about it. I had a really good idea. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. That'll take a little bit of time and effort, but nothing like what I do now. It's literally nothing like what I do now. But I'm going to keep this, but I want, because I don't ever want to leave you guys. I want to be here, but I want to be able to tell you new things. So yeah, I want you to experience this whole move with me. I want you to see the new house with me. I want you to, see the wildlife that's around my house. I want to share everything with you guys because I think it's going to be a shitload of fun. It's so exciting for me and I'm so afraid of being disappointed. Because I couldn't take it. This has to happen. Animers, no, I thought you were in 10 to 20 minutes before he said you were taking a nap from him, keeping you up with wrestling. I'm so cold. No, he did because that's what we're doing. Oh my God, I'm totally addicted to wrestling. You have no idea. We watch wrestling. He's quiet as the day is long. And I'm sitting there, yo, like I'm screaming over here. And he's just like, it's like, really? I'm glad I amuse you. But yeah, I get into it. I get so butt hurt when the one I like doesn't fucking win. I'm like, that's a fucking travesty. You got robbed. I hate that motherfucker. Meaning the other guy. But yeah, no, the whole veiled rude thing has to do with wrestling, but he just ran with it because he's winning and he's adorable. Or I like to call him adorkable. You said the country. If from the Katahdin area? The county. Oh, the county? What about the county? I'm lost, P. Didis. I'm having a very bad brain day. Mine is too tall for me to see out of the window in this house. Really? That sucks. My old house, my grandmother's house was like that. She had all the raised windows. And I was so like, I don't know why, because she was short as shit. But like the windowsill came to about, I don't know, my eyebrows. Like, so you would see me like with my hands on the windowsill, pulling myself, like trying to hoist myself up to look out the window. As a grown up, not even as a kid. As a kid, I just used to stand on the back of the couch and look out the freaking window. But no, as a grown up, I'd on my tippy toes, like trying to like, can I see? And it was because she didn't want anybody breaking into the house. So if you can't get a foothold to get into the house, well, you ain't going to break in through the window, are you? She also didn't want flooding. So the whole house was raised. So, because Hoboken floods bad. And grandma was not stupid. Pete is Pennsylvania. She won't answer for another 15 minutes. Ha ha. See? 40 minutes. See, don't. Actually, 50, I think it's about 55 minutes. So see, don't try to underestimate me. Shelly, you've been a mom for 29 years. Time to start feeling it. I mean, yeah, I do. I feel it. I feel it every day, believe me. And I'm really pissed off that I can't have babies anymore because my body punishes me every month now. When it's like, no baby, okay, nonstop pain. Just going to give you a whole week of just horrible hormones and pain and nausea and swelling and screw you, girl. And then as soon as you're over that, you get to ovulate again. Thank you for spitting out eggs that don't probably exist anymore. Like, we're just going through the motions. This is not a working factory. It's just, some of the gears are still running. I almost have heart attacks not being able to protect my grandbabies all the time. But I can't show it. My daughter called me today and terrified me. They were at the grocery store earlier. And a 5'6" tall Mexican man tried to take my granddaughter out of the buggy. Oh, see, that'd be a dead Mexican. You catch me beaming a beaner. No, I don't care what nationality you are. You come near my kids or, oh my God forbid my grandchildren, if I do have them, I will take you out. I feel you. My daughter said she had one baby and hubby the other in a buggy. She looked back from looking at me. That's where they get you. See, my mother didn't listen to that. I used to say, keep your eye on Connor when you're looking at the meat section or at the produce, because you're distracted. You're looking away and you're turned away from them. And oh my God, I used to get so mad. And he was walking right up and reaching out. He caught my daughter's eye and ran off. See, that is fucking terrifying. See, those are the ones, they were pulling video at the grocery store to try to identify him. Oh my God. Did they get a good look at him? See, even Zeddy's like, did they get a good look at that motherfucker? Like, because we're all like, grr. I guarantee when you guys read that, all of you did the same thing I did. Like, you puffed up, like, what? Like, you lean forward, like, what do you mean they were after the baby? Like, you go into mama bear mode, even when it's not yours. In my stage crow class, we had to use 5-year-old. You're way behind. Hey, nerd. Oh my God. Well, I'm glad that, they locked eyes and he ran, but God, that's terrifying. Les, what's up? I went up and just read that about your granddaughter's scary stuff. How you doing, Les? I didn't see you. Did you sneak in here, girl? And Gutter, what's up, Gutter? I know I'm 50 minutes behind. Look at that. I'm glad she's okay. I'm glad your grandbaby's okay. I'm sorry that happened to her. These people, you can't trust fucking nobody. Like, you can't go anywhere. Every time, like, somebody tells me, oh, I'm going to go to this thing, I'm thinking, oh, God, please don't be a shooting. Please let there not be a shooting. Please let there not be a fight. Because it seems to be like all that happens lately. You can't go to a freaking parade, to a pool. You can't go to the park. You can't even go to a grocery store. I can see a convenience store, but you're going to like Kroger and shit, and there's a shootout. Stop. I can't. It's so dangerous out in the world today. I don't ever remember it being like that. I mean, yeah, we had like the kids on the milk things, missing, but it was always the same kids. Notice that? Yeah, it was never different kids. There was like 6 kids and they would just rotate those pictures around. ZD, they did, but haven't identified or found him, but they all know what he looks like if he goes back in there. And he will. He'll be stupid enough. He'll give it like a week. Like 3 days to a week, and he'll go back. They always do. That's one thing you can always count on. criminals always go back to the scene of a crime or a potential crime because they pick that territory and they stick to it because they've studied it, whatever, they're comfortable there. He'll go back. He'll go back. They just have to be on alert. Gutter. Hi, Gutter. Hi, Gutter. Because I have to say her name the way she says mine. Like she goes, Shelly. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Gutter. How are you? She's boofed out. You boofed out? All right. Listen, all this week, when we start talking and I'm like, he's like, go to bed. I'm like, all right. Yeah. I'm like, all right. It's like 12 o'clock. I'm like, night. I'm so tired. Like right now, I'm sitting here talking to you guys. My arms are about as strong as cooked ramen noodles. Like that's how they feel. And my daughter just kept this morning. She was just yelling at me after like I woke up. The phone woke me up, and like I got up to go to the bathroom, and she's and she pulled a grandma on me because she was. I was like, "What's your problem? You're overdoing it. You're too tired. Everything is swollen." Because I'm like, I try to reach for something. I'm like, ow, 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 ow. It's like nothing wants to work. And she was like, you need to take a break. I was like, I got shit to do. Because once I get started on a project, I can't stop because then I won't go back to it. Case in point, the pregnancy bust that's sitting on my entertainment center. That's on my list, by the way, of things to finish. Because it's been there for, well, when was the pandemic? 2020. So it's been there that long. All I have to do is put the details on it, the writing, and then seal it with the can of sealant. I haven't done it yet. I have to, though, before this, well, I have to actually do it pretty quickly. Once I have her bins of stuff for her to take, then I'll finish the bust. This which takes everything in one shot. But yeah, I don't like stopping in the middle of things because it's really, really hard to get motivated to restart it. So I'm trying to get as much done as I can while I can. I just can't imagine. My daughter is so protective. I've never babysat except maybe an hour or two when they were tiny babies. She said nobody can until they're past their toddler stage because she has to keep them from offing themselves every hour. Nice. Sounds like the kids need memory bins and it's off limits for mom. Maybe. That's not a bad idea. Yuppers Harlem is the same way. I can't toss out nothing. ZD said, and see, even being that protective is not enough. Protection prayers are so important. Absolutely. My kids, when they were little, I used to have the little, the Imaluk. It's the evil eye, but it's a talisman to ward off the evil eye. And nobody knew that they had it on them. It was pinned on the inside of their onesies where they couldn't reach it. It wouldn't scratch them. It wouldn't like irritate them. But they had that fucker on them every second, every day, except in their sleep. That was it. But anytime we went anywhere, they had that on there because everyone's like, oh, that shit is nothing. You know what? It gives me a little peace of mind. All right. And when you're a parent of a newborn baby, a little peace of mind goes a long way because you got 1,000,001 things to worry about. I don't want to have to worry about that. Even if it's a lie, even if it doesn't work, I don't care. You can't prove that it doesn't. You can't prove that it does. I'm going to take it on faith. And it just helped me. So yeah, they always had those. How you doing, Les? I get that. I don't leave my babies. Yeah, I never. My mother would like turn her back. I'd get so pissed off. I'd be like, it takes literally a second for them to snatch a kid. And my son is gorgeous. Are you kidding me? People would stop me on the street when Connor was a baby. They'd be like, oh my God, I just have to tell you, he's the most beautiful baby. I was like, yeah, I know. Thank you. Like, he's so sweet. Thank you. And in my head, I'm like, of course he is. He was a gorgeous baby. He just had the dimples and, the beautiful hair and beautiful skin and that big smile, big eyes. And he was just a happy baby. And he was just so pretty. He was so handsome. He's still handsome, but as a baby, he literally was like, you look at him and be like, oh my God, he's just gorgeous. Um, Katie was very pretty, but she looked like her father. Whereas Connor looks like me. And I'm not saying I'm gorgeous. I'm just saying he favors me more than he favors his father. Except when he laughs. When he laughs, he's purely his father. Right down to the anime eyes. Hey, I know so many grandparents that raise their grandkids. I consider myself blessed. A few family members get annoyed with her, but I understand. No, it is. You get protective. They get protective. They're like, I can do this. And it sucks for the grandparents to not have that bonding time or whatever. But you also raised a really responsible kid. That's how you have to look at it. She's protective. She's making sure that none of the things that we've talked about, about your childhood ever happen to her kids. So that's a good thing. And I mean, that's how I was with my kids. I was super observant and super protective because I never wanted them to experience what I went through. And that's the problem with this generation. Like I went through 100% neglect, here kid, raise yourself. To my kids, like, just if we ever get lost in the middle of a forest, I'll make it out just fine. If they're on their own, they're going to die. Like they just don't have that survival instinct. They don't have that killer instinct either. Like we have that, but we wanted them to have a happier childhood, a less traumatic childhood, to feel secure. And that's all she's doing. So she's just super protective, and you made her that way. You made her, grow up with the right priorities. So if you don't get to see the grandbabies until they're, not falling and like banging their heads against everything, well, then you got to wait a couple years. But think about it. You're also missing the diaper stage, which is great. Because by the time you get them, it's like getting a puppy that's completely house trained. Still cute and fun and little, but there's no messes. It's great. It's great. And then you get to do the really fun stuff. And then they get to rat out their mother to you all the time. They'd be like, guess what mommy did? And the mother's like, oh my God, shut up. Because y'all know, anybody out there with kids knows they will hang you. They don't even know they're doing it. They would just tell your business like it's everybody's. Oh, I have a story. Guess what? My mom did. It was like, oh my God. You're just like, you don't talk about those things. Why not? You talk about everything. Yes, but I'm me and you're you. Be quiet. Like, Like, even I don't tell certain stories. My kids would be like, I'm trying to like lie to somebody and they're like, didn't you throw that out? Shut up. I'm like, oh yeah, I have that thing you gave me. Oh my God, yeah, it's so great. It's up on the wall. They're like, no, it's not. You threw it out. You said it was garbage. Oh my God, shut up. Like, do you not know what white lies are? Little white lies don't hurt nobody. You said lying is wrong. Lying is wrong when you get caught. Don't say the big ones, but if it's somebody you're never going to see and, it's going to make them happy, just say it and move on. Like, I can't. But yeah, they will make you be honest. It sucks. My son knows the look now. Like, he goes to open his mouth to like contradict whatever I say, and I just look at him, and he's just, if my head snaps to him and I look him dead in the eye, he's like, all right, I get it. I don't say anything. I don't know why you couldn't tell it. I mean, you need to shut up. Stop mumbling. They can still hear you when you mumble. If I can hear you, they can hear you. I hope that candle's wrapped in a plastic Ziploc bag. Yes, it is. Yeah, I learned my lesson with candles a long time ago, going from college to the house. I had 2 pairs of jeans completely ruined because the candle melted and like fused them together. And when my grandmother took them apart, the oil from the candle completely ruined those fucking pants. Both pairs of pants. I was so mad. So yeah, no, I've learned to bag candles, any kind of lotions, shampoo, conditioner. And I usually like the shampoo and conditioner, stuff like that. I will double bag them. I will bag them once in a Ziploc, and then I'll turn it over. Like, I'll put the Ziploc the other way. so that it's not, if it does burst, it's going to go into the bottom of the other Ziploc bag. Because I've had that happen. And no, because that's the mess. That's always every vacation I ever went on. Somebody would have, oh my God, my shampoo exploded. Well, we were on a plane. What'd you think it was going to do? Like, of course it exploded. It's pressurized. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God, it's all over my clothes. And then like opening your suitcase and it looks like, like your clothes came on themselves. It's like, it's a lovely visual. But yeah, no. Ask me how I know about that. I'm sure, Ellie, because the heat in Texas is not to be fucked with. By the way, I hope you're not flooding or anything again, because you just got through all that. You have that tropical storm hitting now, right? Is it a tropical storm or is it a hurricane? I forget. Had I been there, his head would have met the edge of that meat cooler. Hell yeah, girl. Pick up a leg of lamb and fling it at him like a boomerang. That was Enya boomeranging a leg of lamb at the dude and hitting him and him going down. I hope you appreciate my theatrics. I bought a stuffed rabbit for Harlem when he was born that he took that thing everywhere. If you left it behind, he'd be inconsolable. It's had 4, now making its 5th body from baby clit. Girl! Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know if you can tell. I'm still getting over I don't think this is the cold. I think this is all the dust from like moving everything around because my eyes are super itchy and I'm coughing like such a bitch. From baby clothes. That was quite the typo. Yeah, he had the rabbit and my kids and we all had little Scotty dogs. I don't know how or why that started, but my mother got a Scotty dog, a stuffed Scott, like a Schnauzer for her 16th birthday. And then my grandmother got me one when I was born. And I still have it. And I got one for Katie when she was born. And then I got one for Connor when he was born. And they were always the favorite. Like, they were like, oh, I got one just like mom. Like, yeah, so I have all of them. But I still have my original Gerber doll. This is not a regular doll. It didn't have like real like yarnish hair or whatever. It's all plastic. And it's got a little hole between its legs so that you could feed it through the mouth and the water drains out the bottom. Let's just say we didn't think about mildew or mold or whatever. Luckily, and I don't really know why, but Daddy took it apart. I guess I was about 12. And he said that it smelled. So he took it downstairs and he took the whole fucking doll apart. He wouldn't let me go down there because he said I would be traumatized. And I'm sure I would have because he took the arms, legs, everything off. Anything where the water could go, and he cleaned everything. So she has no mildew, no mold, no nothing. But I still have her. You could hurt somebody with that fucking doll. It's solid. Like, it is not like as cuddly. It's solid plastic. Like, it's hollow in the middle, but it's hard plastic. And I mean, you could really hurt somebody. But I have that. I have my my Tommy Ricky Cabbage Patch doll, the bold one. That was my first boy Cabbage Patch doll, the baby. And I have Pumpkin, which was my favorite, like, carry around doll. She has the soft body, but she got a big head with horrible hair. I've had her my whole life, and she's wearing a onesie that fit me as a baby that has my mother painted on the butt part rotten bananas and like pictures of bananas. And it just says Shelly on the front. But yeah, she's my pumpkin doll. I never called her Pumpkin. I always called her Pumpkin. I've never said Pumpkin. It's always been Pumpkin. Pumpkin. You're my pumpkin. But yeah, so I have those. But that's yeah, we all have our favorite stuff from when we were little. Anything else I pretty much can part with. Wolfram, my daughter said her husband went after him, but he was gone and ran right out of the store. I'm sure. I'm sure he hightailed it because he knew he was going to get his ass beat. Yupper's container for first tooth, first haircut. I do. I have all the first clippings. I have Connor's first hair clipping. I have Katie's first hair clipping. I have mine. Mine is in my baby book, though. It's in a little envelope in my baby book. Every tooth and bottle in the freezer. Mm-hmm. I don't have it in the freezer. They didn't decay or anything. Elephant, I told you I need sleep. Typo. I mean, you I hope Shelly reads it as clear. I totally did. I totally did. Oh, God, I'm still an hour behind. I got to speed this up. All right. Now, Shelly, explain this to me. I know others who have storage because this costs money. Wasn't your mother spending money for 30 years for storage? Is this girl math? Am I missing something? No, it's my mother going, well, I'll pay the bill, but I don't have to worry what's in there because fuck it. It's like $100 a month. She don't care. She don't care. Just not to have to tell her husband we need to clean out storage because she doesn't want to bother him. She'll just pay the money. So it was just like when he realized that they still had, he forgot they had it. So he was like, why are we still paying for this? And he went and cleaned it all out in like 2 days. And he brought all this stuff home. And she was like, yeah, but I'm missing stuff. He was like, no, there were things that were old and nasty and broken. And I threw them the fuck out. She was so upset. Why didn't you let me see them? He said, you know what? You want me to drive you? I'll drive you down to the dumpster, but you're not taking anything out. He was like, none of that stuff is making its way into this house. He was like, I'm trying to get rid of shit. And now we just got more shit to go through. So, but I mean, he did have a lot of his hunting stuff in there. And like he had stuff from when the kids were little and like, yeah, just stuff that he wasn't ready to part with at the time. And he had hopes of like, you know, like having a house where he'd have his kids there. And now he don't even talk to his kids. I mean, they're all grown with kids of their own and everything else, but he had a lot of plans that didn't happen because his kids are assholes. My grandma had a storage unit for 20 years. The amount of money wasted on crap she doesn't use is astounding. Yep. And that's exactly what that is. It is girl math. It's stubbornness math. I'm stubborn. My mother's worse. She's so much worse. The only thing is my temper is a lot worse than hers and I'm a lot louder. So her stubbornness meets my very fiery, loud mouth, and guess who wins? You know, I might not feel like I won, but I'll win the argument, but she'll win like the emotional part of it, bitch. But yeah, the amount of money that she wasted on that is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Hubby and I made a house rule that we always have to Hubby and I made a house rule that we always have to be able to park cars in the garage, never store things in the attic. Yeah, no, even if I had an attic, I wouldn't want anything up there. Attics terrify me. They really do. Because my aunt's attic down the shore was just horrific. Like, if you didn't know your way around, you were going to wind up in the garage. Because there was huge parts of the attic that had no floor. It was just rafters. So if you stepped wrong, whoop, you went right through. There wasn't even anything to slow your fall. It was free fall. Boom. You just fell right down the rabbit hole. And if you didn't know your way around, you were going to fall because it was dark as shit up there. And the first time I went up there, I almost fell. Terrified me. My aunt let it happen too. She let me almost fall before she grabbed me. And she said, well, you'll never do that again. They had another crawl space upstairs that it was just a door that disappeared into the wall. And I didn't know it was there. It didn't have a knob or anything. Like you had to know where they had like it was almost like a pull cord, but it hung like by the curtain. So you didn't see it. So you didn't know there was a door there. And one day my aunt was in there doing something and I didn't know it. I go upstairs. I'm like 7 And all of a sudden, this door swings open and she comes out of the door. I screamed like it was Michael Myers. Like, oh my God. I was like, it was bad. It was so bad. And after that, I wouldn't sleep upstairs. It took like 2 years for them to get me to sleep upstairs again. Because I was terrified something was going to come crawling out of there. And they were like, go inside. Nope. I wouldn't even go upstairs. No, not doing it. Nope, not going upstairs. I'll sleep down. I'll sleep with mom and none. It's fine. Like, I don't care. I'll sleep in the hospital, but I'll sleep on the couch. I'll sleep on the porch. I don't care. I wasn't sleeping upstairs. I was like, nope. Oh my God, that scared the shit out of me. Never do that to somebody. Even though I'm the one that jumps out of closets at people. Well, not at people, at my ex-husband, because him screaming like a girl was always funny. He would do that real high pitch and jump back. The best was when he would put his hands up in like karate chop formation. I was like, who are you going to attack, Bruce Lee? Like, what the fuck? You don't know how to fight. I could have stabbed you as you walked past. You wouldn't have even known. But oh my God, it was so funny. I used to love to terrify him. I would hide under the bed because we had that old fashioned like metal spring bed from like the 1800s. It was his great grandmother's. So I would just crawl underneath the bed. There was plenty of room. And I'd wait for him to like walk in and I'd grab his ankle. Oh my God, the screams. Especially if he was drunk, because it would be dark and I just rolled to the other side and he'd look under and I'm not there. And I'd be like, what's the matter? What are you doing? And he'd be like, where were you? I've been standing here the whole time. No, you haven't. I absolutely have. Why would I lie to you? And him drunk, he'd be like, no, I guess not. Something just grabbed my leg. Oh, maybe it was the dog. Yeah, I don't think so. Dog's right, right there. Oh, I don't know then. I used to love to fuck with him. I'm very big on pranks. Very big on pranks. I love to prank people. And I don't mind getting pranked. I really don't. As long as it's nothing that's going to hurt anybody, the pranks are all good. But if you're just going to scare somebody, that's fine. Or just, do something like funny. Like, the saran wrap in the doorway is fun. It is. Especially if you use like the clear tape so that whatever's on them sticks to it. Like their glasses, their makeup, whatever. That's hilarious what they leave behind. Hubby and I made a house. Okay, so we already read that one. Yeah, I can't do attics. Can't. Knee pads are on your wish list. Winning will appreciate. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Often. I just don't get it. They're like closet hoarders. Yeah. They call them a hoarder because the house and they can't call them a hoarder. Wait, there we go. Can't call them a hoarder because the house isn't cluttered, but yet they have all these storage units. That's the thing. They're secret hoarders. They don't want to be seen as hoarders, but they can't help themselves. When I used to watch those, the Hales, and I would see things that people collected, I was like, I'm never doing that. That show actually kept me from getting a storage unit because I was like, no, because I'll turn into that person who has to pay $100 a month to store things that I bought in bulk because it was on sale. Like I bought them to save money and I'm spending money to hold on to them. Like, no, that's girl math. It is. And like, I don't like to be that person. If I need something, I'll use every discount code and coupon out there. I will find ways to get 30% off, 40% off, whatever. I will shop a certain like app just to get the point so that I get a $10 gift card to whatever. Anything to like cut a corner here or there. But that whole, if you shop now, save 75% if you spend $200 or more. And I'm like, how about I save 100% and don't buy shit? Like, how about that? That works out well too. But if I need it, I'm going to use every goddamn discount at my disposal. I don't give a fuck. You want my email? Go ahead. I have emails set up just for spam. I'm like, here you go. You can have that email. You can have that. This way I never have to look at it. I don't care what you send me. I don't care how you sell it. It's not my real name. It's not my real address. It's not my real email address. It's just a throwaway account so that you don't spam my normal email. and I still get them. We talked about flooring the other day, right? About the difference between carpeting and hardwood and whatever and tiles. All I'm doing is getting emails about flooring now. Every day there's like 10 different flooring emails. I'm like, are you kidding? And it all goes to the email associated with my StreamYard account, with my YouTube account. So yeah, that's definitely, I hate to say that's definitely girl math. But yeah, the closet hoarders are the worst. The secret ones, because you're just like, you're so unprepared to deal with the amount of shit they have. And you know, they're the ones that like they pass away and they're like, oh, they had a storage unit. Go see what's in it. You're just like, oh my God. Like, it's ridiculous. If your shit can't fit in your house safely and where you aren't packing floor to ceiling or stuff in the attic or garage, you're a hoarder. Yeah. Absolutely. If you save like straws, I my aunts used to do that. They didn't save straws. They used to save restaurant napkins, not cloth ones, paper napkins, and they would put them in a bag. And then they would get like the plastic bag from the grocery store and they would flatten it and fold it and put that in the bag. They would take the coupons from the Sunday paper, put that in a bag. And I'd get the phone call, Michelle, I have something for you to pick up. What? Come get it. It's for you. I have a thing for you. Okay. I'd walk past the house on my way home from work because it was on my way. And they'd give me this giant bag of bags and napkins and plastic utensils and salt and pepper packets and like anything. And I'm just like, oh my God, thank you so much. They're like, this way you have garbage bags. Thank you very much. These are the aunts who physically, literally gave me garbage bags as a Christmas present. A box of Hefty bags. It wasn't even like 80 or 120. It was like 40 bags, not even scented. One year she got real creative. She was like, I got you the lavender scented ones. I was like, oh, thank you so much. Meanwhile, like my cousins are getting, buy this one a guitar, buy this one, give her a down payment on a car. I'm getting garbage bags because I don't kiss their ass the way everybody else does. So it's like, all right, that's fine. Whatever. Thank you. Tell you, one year they gave me a pack of the Bic pens. They were the ones that I like. They're the clear ones with the top that has the little clip that, you always break off because why not? I used to use them to clean my nails. But it was blue ink. I hate blue ink. I like black ink. So it was like, but it was like 99 cents. That was my Christmas present. If you can't get into a room because of the crap, you're a hoarder. Yep. If you don't know what's living in your house because you can't see between the piles of crap, you're a hoarder. Wire nuts, the things that go on wires. There you go. All right. Now I know I'm really far behind. If you're walking on top of shit on a regular basis, you're a hoarder. Hey, Castro, what's up? I saw you in Joe's chat last night. I got that on my list to talk about on my stream. I call it the clipboard list of things to not forget. I love my lists. I make lists for everything. If the doors and windows are blocked by your crap, you're a hoarder. You better not lose your keychains I gave you. No, I have those in a very specific place. I do. Thank you very much, Suzanne. Plan now. Your brain will not work when you're in panic mode. That's true. I was falling asleep and I got up to put more things on the list because I remember them. And I was like, let me write them down now before I forget them. It's huge. Probably not going to move it again this year. It'll get warm and soupy mid-July. Yeah, you'll be fine. It's still a little early. My mom did that when I turned 30. She was like, aha, you're old and 30. My response was, you're so old. You have a 30-year-old. See, that's what I tell my mother. She's like, oh my God, girl, you're 50. You're so old. I'm like, I'm sorry. How old were you when you had me? She just looks at me. I'm like, I'm like, at least I'm not coming up on a century. And she's like, I have a long time before I hit a century. Yeah, bitch, not that long. Not that long. 19 years like that, it goes by. Actually, she's only got 18 years for it to go by. We put up where I can have some shade. We got the pool full, had a blast, came out the next day, and the hose fell out. Most of the water was gone. Oh no. Oh no. Castro, that's my song from my dad. Only the good die young. He was only 34. I tell you that whole year I was 34, I was like nervous. And then I was just upset. I was like, how the fuck, with the amount of things I've done to myself in my life, the death wish that I went around being all reckless and shit. How am I still here and he's not? Like, that doesn't seem fair. But he served his purpose. She has a cow pasture in her backyard. I say, of course there's cows outside. It's a cow farm. Barnyard is the best. You're so silly. Dude, I got an arm. You got an arm? Okay. I have two. Ha ha ha. Oh my God, Les, my older kids came in during lunch a little bit ago. The water was low. I was working and busy as hell. They put the hose in the pool and left. They told my 8-year-old to turn the hose off. He forgot, and my whole yard was full of water. I don't even want to see this coming water bill. It was overflowing for almost 2 hours. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that water bill is going to suck. It had to have been about 500 to 600 gallons of water wasted. Well, I mean, not wasted. The grass got it. So you should have a nice green patch around the pool. Oh no, that's 2 whole fill-ups. God damn. That sucks. I'm sorry. That's why kids can't be trusted. They're a part of Pennsylvania. Dauphin? Okay. There's a part of Pennsylvania that's probably the prettiest place I've ever seen while traveling. I have a small Statue of Liberty in this big river. So pretty in the fall. Where is it? Shh, don't tell. Not yet anyway. Don't tell what? I call my husband adorkable. Do you? I think Winning is adorkable. I mean, he's a little dorky sometimes, and I love that about him because he just nerds out about certain things. And I like to hear him talk. He's like, hello. I'm listening. I'm just letting you talk. I'm just enjoying you going on your spiel. I like it when he gets all like worked up over something and he starts talking. It's great. ZD, have no expectations and you won't be disappointed. Whatever happens, happens. It's a new start, a new adventure. You can't even have expectations with nature. It's ever changing. Yeah, that's not the kind of disappointment. I mean, I don't want it to fall through. I just need it to happen. I'll make the best of whatever situation I land in. I just need it to happen. Because I'm so unsure of things when it comes to my mother. Like she's always fucking something up. And she does it on purpose. Because she knows it hurts. And it doesn't bother her in the slightest. I'm dead being in a Beamer. I mean... Don't report me for like hateful speech. That's just, I mean, Carlos Mencia always called them beaners. I also got D to D from him. If you are a D, please don't marry a D, cause your kids will be D to D. Like, I used to like when Marty would send me a sub and he'd be like, come on, I need you to let, and I'd be like, why do you send me these D to Ds? And he just like stopped. He said, did you really just say that? I was like, you send me fucking retarded people. What is wrong with you? Like, get a better sub pool. Christ, what do we have? Like, this is the Yap Yap school. That's what we call Wallace, by the way, because that's all the sped kids. Hoboken always has what the older generation called a Yap Yap school. Is it nice to say? No, but it's a tradition. Like, that's what we've always called the sped school because they don't spread the kids out like they should so that they, mingle with different levels of kids. No, they put them all together and then that school is just written off. And that's Wallace. So Wallace is the Yap Yap school now. It used to be Keeley School, which was right behind my old house when I lived with grandma, when we had the house and the gas station. So, I mean, I was not going to public school because that would have been the public school they put me in because it was right around the corner. And my grandma was like, you're not going to the Yap Yap school. And I was like, what's a Yap Yap school? She's like, it's where all the stupid kids go. I was like, oh, okay. So she sent me to Catholic school. And then we get this girl in second grade, Anna, and she wound up being my best friend for like well over a decade. And I remember her being new and everybody was like, they were being mean to her. And I was being nice to her. And I was very protective because she was so tiny. And I was like, what school were you in before? And she was like, oh, I was in Keeley School. I was like, oh, the Yap Yap School. She was so offended. I hate that people call it that. Yeah, meanwhile, bitch, you weren't exactly smart. So, like, her mother pulled her out of there because they were beating her up every day. It was literally across the street from her. She would walk out her front door and walk across the street, and there was the school. So she would come out of school and they would beat her ass. And her brothers would have to pick her up and whatever. I mean, dude, if you can't walk 20 feet without getting beat up, you need to change schools. I played video games with the Mexican and I sent him a monogram towel for his back. Oh! Oh my God, I forgot about wetbacks. Listen, it is not meant to be offensive. It's fucking funny. Jesus, I call myself a guinea, a greenhorn, a dago. Don't call me a wop. I will kick your ass. But I mean, at least not, don't call me that seriously. Like, you, as a joke, it's whatever. But I mean, like other things, it's fine. You call me a cracker, whatever, just whatever. Like, I really don't care. But I mean, people get so like bent out of shape. But yeah, wetbacks. Oh my God. My daughter's father, they used to call him a spick, and he'd be like, I don't mind. It's Spanish people in control. I was like, but are you really? Like, are you really? He'd be like, shut up, Michelle. Just saying. Stupid people in control. He'd be like, shut up. Just saying. You can replace, S stands for a lot of different things. He was like, yep, sexy people. No, just stupid. Just stupid. It's your running joke. Running for the border, right? Tu quiero Taco Bell? Tu quiere Taco Bell? Shit. Woke up to a guy walking down my driveway. Almost fed him lead and his balls to my dog, and I let him know. Good for you, Castro. Yeah, that's going to be a thing because I haven't had anybody just able to walk up on my house in like the longest. Like, I'm in this apartment that you ain't getting in here unless I let you in. Unless, well, I have one or two fool me and be able to get in, but you ain't breaking through this door. You'd have a better shot of breaking through the wall than you would through my door. But there's also no windows for them to see me. So it's like, if I just be quiet, they don't know I'm here. You could say I'm here all you want. Unless I answer you, you don't know. And even if I do, I don't have to unlock a door. I will let you stand in that hallway. I don't give a fuck. But having like a house where there's actual doors and windows and shit, like, that's going to be new. That's going to be new. She was so scared that he was going to follow them home. She made sure nobody was tailing them. Yeah, that kind of thing would make you paranoid for, I think, like a couple days at least. Because that's a hard feeling to shake. Shelly without the second A. Zach, what's up? What's up, my dude? What's up? Yeah, no, that's very like anybody like looking to take your kid, that's gonna jar you for a while. We should be getting to the Click Clothing comment. Oh Jesus, I already read it. God. I can't wait for that. We bond now just as a family group, which is fine with me. Dirty diaper, go see mama. That's the beauty of it being somebody else's kid. You're like, oh my God, I love babies. Fall. And you just kind of like hand them off. Here you go. Here's it. I think somebody's got a present for you. They're like, you can't do it. I changed as many diapers in my life as I'm going to change. Listen, shitback. Like, I don't know if my kids were just blessed on being able to do that, but they, at least once every couple weeks, there would be the all the way up, like the poop that went all the way up their back and up into their like hairline. It's like, oh, how did you do this? I literally just put you down. Like, how did you manage this? And they're just like all smiling. No, don't be happy. How dare you be happy when you're gross? Oh my God, bath time. Let's go. Just take them right in the shower, hose them down. Oh my God. I used to be terrified to like, I was always afraid I was going to drop my kid like when I was washing them. But I mean, I gave my kids baths until they were about a year old in the kitchen sink. It was just easier. It was quicker. It was easier. And there they were. And then once they were good, I got that like, well, for Connor at least, I got that ring seat with the suction cups, and I put that right in the middle of the bathtub. And I just gave him his crayons because that was his thing. He loved to draw with the soapy crayons. It was fine. Like, and I mean, he loved to draw everywhere. He drew down my whole hallway. I had to paint that whole wall. All with Sharpies and shit. It was like, oh my God, there was not enough Mr. Clean sponges in the world. Those miracle sponges, nope, not enough in the world. So if anybody ever like takes the paint off or if the paint peels, they're going to see giant murals done by my 1-year-old. Nope, I'd be pissed if I don't get to spend time with my grandbabies. Hell had no fury like Gigi without her grandbabies. Yeah, but I mean, it's different. I mean, her daughter's just being super protective. Like, oh my God, my kids are daredevils, probably. If her kids are anything like Connor was, Connor used to like dive bomb off the top of the playground and be like, try him out. And he'd just jump at it. Like, I couldn't breathe. I could not take him to the park for like 2 years. I would just hand him off to his grandfather and go, here you go. You take him. I'd be like, oh, he's a boy. I don't care. I don't have the heart, all right, to watch that every day. I can't. Like, you want to see him be a daredevil? You take him. Don't ever tell me how it went. Just bring him back in one piece, and otherwise I have insurance. But no, yeah. Boomerang a leg of lamb needs to be a song title. You have your horse's baby too? Oh my God, how cute is that? It's probably the size of my fucking hand, but whatever. Aw. KK gonna go touch grass pretty soon. Add a chat while I get us ready. Thank you for the show, Shelly. Been missing you. Aw, I miss you guys too, honey. I miss you too. It's just been so hectic. I've been so busy, and I'm just gonna get busier as this thing moves on. But have fun touching grass. Have a wonderful day, honey. Zach with no K. I'm almost caught up. I'm only 23 minutes behind. Look at that. A pocket door. Yes, it was a pocket door to a little crawl space. And she had it lit up. She had like a whole little desk in there because if you sat, it was fine, but you couldn't stand up in there. In other news, Donald Sutherland has passed away in Miami at 88. Aw, rip Donald. He was really good in Sense and Sensibility. No, Pride and Prejudice. It was Pride and Prejudice. Lord have mercy. How far behind is she now? I'm not that bad. Girl, she's like an hour. No, I'm, 20 minutes behind. 19. FYI, only if I put the reminder up when I realize I'm on Top Chat. Oh no, how dare you. I've always been organized until the last funeral. Until the last funeral. Now my house has double the size of the one we're in. My parents' house hold their storage unit. My niece's house hold, for fuck's sake, I'm buried. Yeah, I know that feeling. I remember that. My grandmother's house, we had tons of stuff for other people. Ugh, it was annoying. Tossing shit out since I moved here 2 years ago. Still a basement full of shit. Flooring. Yep. Social media. You are the product, not the customer. I know. Tria. Hi, honey. Happy Thursday. Love and strength. Talking trash. Thank you. Right back at you. How you doing, mama? Oh no, Suzanne, that's horrible. That's how you know your parents didn't want that for you. You know your parents didn't want that for you. Elephant Girl, my mom was bad. She kept everything. I think because they lost so much, that generation. They know what it's like to have nothing and how quickly you could lose everything. So it's like stockpile out of like survival instinct. You know, they never want to have that feeling where they don't have something. Like they don't ever want to have to say, "Oh, I don't have sugar," because you know they ran out of sugar at the store or whatever. Or I don't have ration stamps for sugar, so they'll buy sugar in 5-pound fucking things instead of buying like the box of sugar, just like a little box. They'll buy 5-10 pounds of sugar and then store it. You know, 5, 10, 20 pounds of flour, the big thing of olive oil. That was my house. Everything was like bigger, 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 bigger. And I was like, oh my God, like we're never going to use this. You might need it. I don't want to not have it. Oh my God. Drives me crazy. I'm so not like, I'm like, they're like, oh, well, we have to throw it out. I don't use that. You want me to throw it out, but I've never used it. I don't even know who gave it to me. Somehow it wound up here. It's not mine. I don't use it. Throw it out. But you could use it for throw it out. They always want to recycle it into something else. Like, just throw it the fuck out. Throw it out. I don't care. If I didn't think about it in the last, I don't know, 5-10 years, in the next 5-10 years, I'm not going to think about it. But you know, there's always that one thing that you hold on to and you're like, eventually I'm going to use it. Eventually I'm going to use it. But it stays on your mind. And then you just give up. You throw it out. And within, I don't know, a week, you need it. And you have to buy a new one. That's what pisses me off. Because it always happens with something. It always happens. Oh, that lunch hit spot. Such good pizza. Good for you. I wish I had pizza right now. Elephant, that damn coof took out my entire family because no one would listen. I know. It's just me and my kids and my grandkids left. Yep. It's me, my kids, and my mom's the only one that really got left. My aunts are all gone. My uncle don't give a shit. And my cousins suck. The cousins that I do love don't live anywhere near me, so I don't get to see them. Thanks. It's all over now. It's the V. Yeah, right. Clean up of everything. Yep. DiGiorno Detroit style. Awesome. Extra pepperoni, bacon bits. Chef's kiss. It's good. That's great. I know 3 people who died from coof. One was intubated and fought hospital staff on letting them do it, or incubated, whatever the fuck that is. What the hell were those things called? Ventilators? Were they put on the ventilator? I never understood what that was. I never saw one. That was my uncle, and he was 48. Oh no. The other 2 was the fiance of a family friend and his best man. Died within 2 weeks of the wedding. Yep. I know a lot. I lost a lot of people during that. Like a lot of people. And they didn't go once they were home. They all went in the hospital. Except for Zuma's brother. He died at home. But most of them, like from the actual thing, all in the hospital. So you got to wonder, what the hell were they doing to them in the hospital? Part of me wonders if the isolation that they felt in the hospital expedited their death. Because if you don't have anybody coming to see you and you're completely by yourself and you can't talk to anybody and nobody's talking to you and you have no interaction for weeks, you can lose the will to live. So I wonder how many people just died out of like personal neglect, like actual like emotional neglect, because they just couldn't see anybody anymore. And you know, when you're in the hospital, it feels like you're going to be there forever. I hated being in the hospital. It was nice to have some peace and quiet every once in a while, but just the fact that I couldn't do anything was like I hate this. I'm feeling better, but I hate that I'm here. I'm doing my mother's home at the moment, and the shit is over the top. Makes it hard that she's here taking things back inside when I turn my back. Oh, absolutely. I fucking hate when they do that. Katie does that. I'll throw stuff out. I'll put it by the door so Connor can throw it out. And she's like, Winnie was on with me yesterday when I was like, stop picking through my garbage. Stop. I was like, stop dumpster diving in my living room. Like, because I had stuff to get thrown out. And she's looking through going, no, I'm trying to like minimize. I need to reduce the amount of shit that we have, not just relocate it. Like, drives me crazy. When they throw something out, I'm like, I don't care. Ma, can I throw out? Yes. Can I? Yeah, whatever. If it's throw out anything you want that's not jewelry or electronic, that's it. Want to throw out furniture? I don't give a fuck. You want to throw out your clothes? I don't give a fuck. Just make sure you have shit to wear. My daughter doesn't know it, but like my mother's been, she's been accumulating clothes for Katie because Katie has clothes like house clothes, but she wants, like she wants nicer clothes. So my mother's, and I know Katie doesn't listen to this, so it's fine to tell you guys, but shh, don't tell her. My mother's been buying little things that she sees online or whatever, and she's building her a new wardrobe. So I'm very excited for when we move because she's not telling her. She's just going to hang it all up in Katie's closet in the new house. And then when Katie shows up, she'll have a closet full of new clothes and she'll have, new underwear, new socks and new shoes and new shirts, new pants, new nightgowns, new bathing suit, new everything. So she's like very excited about that. And then we were sitting here talking about it and Fredo was like, what size is Connor? I was like, why? He was like, well, she's doing it for Katie. I forgot. He was like, I'd like to do that for him. I was like, hell, here. I was like, there you go. And my mother goes, what do you need? I was like, nothing that you can buy me. I was like, do not buy me clothes, woman. Yeah, I won't wear them. I won't. She bought me sweaters once. She bought me like 6 or 7 sweaters for Christmas. And I looked at her, I was like, I'm never going to wear these. And I was like, you might as well. You like them? She was like, I love them. They're beautiful. I said, good, here, take them. And she was like, why? And she was so upset. And I was like, first of all, they're scratchy as fuck. I'm not wearing that. I was like, second of all, they're the print. Look at the print. Do you see me in print? Am I a print person? No, I don't wear prints. I might, like, if I'm wearing a long dress, I might do the whole like beautiful, like big flower floral kind of thing, but very pastel-y color, like very subtle. I don't like anything that's super loud. I'm loud. My clothes don't need to be. Focus on me. Like, I don't need my clothes to speak for me. I never run out of words. She apparently is not the same. She likes to make a statement, like whatever. So she bought me all these ugly clothes. I'm like, don't do that. So now she's like, oh, but you're going to need clothes. You know what? I'm not in a rush. I have clothes right now. I'm good with what I have right now. Let me work on me. And then we could do a whole overhaul to my preference because I'm still going to be me. So it's basically going to be jeans and like black, blue, or red shirts and boots. Like that's just me. That's my style. I am very comfortable all the time. But she wants to put me in all these prints and shit. And I'm like, no, like every sweater she bought me, I would have used in an ugly sweater contest for Christmas. Like every fucking one of them. I do. Those are the only sweaters I have that have any kind of like print on them. And a lot of them have embellishments because I like hot glued like sequins and bells. And, I had a couple like Christmas balls hanging like, on the end of my whatever, on the end of my boobs. But, like we always had fun with the ugly sweater contest, the ugly Christmas sweater contest. And I'm good at that. I just would embellish it. I'd bedazzle it because there's nothing more garish than like an ugly sweater. And I would make them as ugly as I fucking could. And most of them were like super pretty. I have one it's cute. It's a whole Mrs. Claus thing. So you got like the whole outfit of Mrs. Claus, but I like gave her like, whatchamacallit? I gave her like, little embellishments here and there or whatever. So that she looks kind of like a whorish Mrs. Claus. I was going to say Mrs. Cruz, but no, it's Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Cruz is the first grade teacher. Oh, my brain is skipping. I feel like a record player. Somebody needs to put a quarter on my needle arm. Hold the needle down. Delicious. My best friends in middle and high school is Mexican, and we call him Mex because the teacher said he greased his afro with taco grease. Wow. That's a little too far. Now the theme makers are admitting that what most thought. Yeah, I mean, I'm living it. So, Jacob Castro, I get cold beaner. I don't even look Mexican. That's all right. I get called an Irishman, and I have no Irish blood in me. I mean, I've had Irish in me, but no Irish blood in me. They called me bootleg because I had my first knee surgery in middle school, and I had to wear a brace after the surgery. Okay. At Andrea, it was all about the money, from the hospitals declaring everything a coup death to forcing people on meds and incubating machines, even against their will. Yes, I had a teacher friend of mine. They put her in, and they put her in one of those damn machines. And she was like, I didn't even feel that sick. She was like, but apparently, according to them, I was dying. She said, I felt like I was dying in that fucking machine. And she was in like this whole, it was like, she said she felt encapsulated. Like she was getting very claustrophobic. She was like, it was harder to breathe with that pure oxygen than it was to breathe normally. I got told I looked like a mothball by a Notre Damer. Okay. That was my nickname in high school. Okay. I was called Bubbles in high school. Shelly's going to be in the stream till tomorrow trying to catch up. Not true. I'm only 15 minutes behind. Intubation has so many drawbacks, and yet we saw the music like candy here. Bootlegged moot baller. I called him a moot baller. I can't read. All right, bootlegged mothballer. There you go. At least you're balling. There you go. My uncle died within 24 hours after being forced into intubation and then put in a medically induced coma. Yep. He was fighting them until he wasn't awake too. Yeah. Yep. I know. It was bad. It was really bad. Jesse said that about Donald Sutherland. Shelley opened my Facebook and the top post was an announcement about his death. Of course it was. Of course it was. He was good in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. It was funny. He was funny in that. I chatted that 25 minutes ago. Whatever. Such ignorance. What is time? Time is a construct that I don't adhere to. Time is what you make it. Such ignorance from the medical personnel, egotistical doctors, bowed to politicians. Well, they got paid handsomely for however many, DTD shots they gave out. So, like, they got paid. Any of them that are like, I was against it, but you did it. Why'd you do it? You sell out? You fuck. Yeah, I hoard food, Suzanne said. Yeah, that's what you do. When you've gone hungry, you do. You hoard food. Because you're like, I never want my kids to be hungry. And you'll feed them. I still feed my kids before I eat. Even when I'm like, can you make me something to eat? Did you eat? Because I want to know that they ate. And he's like, I'm making something now. All right, as long as you're going to eat. I have bins that hold 300 pounds of sugar, salt, rice, and flour. Yeah, the only thing you got to worry about those is the weevils. I did not know what a weevil was till I moved to Kansas. And I found out real quick. I didn't know. That's why most of it was like in the freezer. I wish I had a fucking walk-in freezer. I do. I would put everything in there. I have bins at home. Yeah, I read that. I know. I was just trying it out so Shelly could have something to read. And coffee. Lots of coffee. Lots of coffee. Or as my mother said, lots of coffee. I need coffee, Michelle. You want to have a cup of coffee? Or you want to have a cup of tea? She doesn't say cup of tea. She says tup of tea. Every time. Every time. And I don't know why. I correct her all the time. She goes, that's what I said. I said tup of tea. No, you said tup of tea. You're cup of tea. Not tough of tea. Cup of tea. Like, I don't get it. She doesn't hear it. How do you not hear it? I understand. I hear my accent. I hear coffee instead of, how else would I say it? A cup of coffee? 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 It's coffee. Yeah. I don't, just like it's an orange. It's an orange. It's not an orange. It's an orange. Like, fuck you. Get off my Jersey accent. Not any of you because, you like it. You know you do. You love that thick accent. I heard it was a medication plus the vent that took people out. Probably. Remember when I first went into the hospital with the first leg injury, they gave me the Ivor. And when they gave it to me in the emergency room, and when that doctor came in and saw that I was on it, he ripped that shit off. He turned it off, ripped it out of my arm, put in a whole new line, and changed all my meds. And he was like, I was like, why did you do that? He refused to admit that I was even on it. And I was like, really? Because that would have taken care of the problem. It would have. It wouldn't have taken care of the staph infection, but it would have helped me with my autoimmune disease and the Lyme disease. That would have helped. But nope. He was panicked that they had me on that. And it was the emergency room doctor had put me on that. And then the doctor from wound care was like, no. I was like, okay. It was such a weird thing. So instead he was like, no. We have something to put you on. You need something much, much stronger. Yeah, okay. They put me on the Cipro and the vancomycin. And the only reason I remember vancomycin is because of Ivan Vanko from Iron Man 2. It's the only reason. Mickey Rourke. Like his name was Ivan Vanko, vancomycin. That's the only way I remember it. Because I felt like he looked. The only family I can remember who passed from COOF was my cousin wife, but she was old. No, we lost a lot of people. I can name 15 family and friends. Yep. Mm-hmm. Dead within weeks of the jab. Well, yeah. Well, you almost could have counted me there, Castro. So there you go. Hospital patients died because of the hospital protocol. Oh, yeah. I don't doubt it. Do you know that they don't know how to do a damn thing in these hospitals? Because of how swollen and like bad my legs were, I asked them to cut my toenails. They didn't have a toenail tool. Like they didn't have a clipper tool. They had to order one. And then it was the podiatrist because I had like so much swelling, everything hurt. And like my nail was actually like separating from my foot because of how swollen my feet were at the time. And I was just like, please, I was crying. And oh my God, the pain I was in that they put me in because they don't know how to cut nails. You're a podiatrist. That's literally the only part of the body you concentrate on. And you can't take care of it? Really? Like, you got to be kidding me. Dumpster dived in my living room. Yeah, that's what she was doing. She was literally going, oh, I can, no, put it back. I was like, Winnings never really heard me like that because I was like, no. It's like I was yelling at a dog or something. I was like, you stop that right now. I was like, don't do that. But oh my God, she's driving me crazy yesterday. My uncle's 48 when he died. The family friend and his best man were in their late 20s. All healthy men. Yep. A lot of the dudes around here, the ones that haven't passed away, all have heart conditions. We have this super cool, super like popular dude. He's got all the great cars and whatever. He's totally connected. He's been getting like nothing but treatments and surgery. He's had like I think 2 double bypass in like 4 years because of it. He got the COOF and then he got the vaccine. He got the shot. You know, fuck YouTube. He got it and he wound up having a massive heart attack. And they had to rush him in. They did like, what the hell? He got that was, I think, his second, it was either double or a quadruple bypass. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, it was his second one. So he's got this huge fucking scar going down the middle of his chest. But he looks like he aged 40 years. This dude was hot. He was built. He was gorgeous. And he looked about 20 years younger than his age. Because he had money. He had a good life. He had no stress. He looks like he's well over 70 now. And he's my age. Actually, he might actually be like a couple years younger than me. But like, he's extremely rich. Doesn't matter. No money in the world can save you from that shit. No money in the world. And it's terrible because the last time I saw him, I was like, oh my God. And then I got sick. And my hat's off to him. When he found out that I was sick, he did call me up and was like, girl, do you need anything or whatever? I was like, no, I'm good. And he was like, if you need me, I was like, dude, like you need help. Like, don't worry about me. I'm good. But yeah, he's still out there trying to be part of the community and help people, but he's not in a good way. He's very frail looking. Like he was always this big muscle bound, beefy, like don't fuck with him kind of dude. Like you saw him walking down down the street. It was like Magilla Gorilla was coming at you. He's skinny now. Like I've seen pictures because my friends send me pictures of him and stuff. And I'll look at him and he's gone. Like he looks worse than like a crackhead. And you know that it's not drugs because he's just not who he was. He's still got the same smile, but that brightness don't hit his eyes the way it used to. So it's like, yeah, okay, I'm still alive, but what kind of quality of life do you have? So you gotta make the most of it, I guess. And he does. He's a wonderful person. I don't care how connected he is, but he is a very genuine guy. And it saddens me because this happened to so many really good people. And there's so many pieces of shit out there that walk around totally unaffected. And I'm like, yeah, why do you get to walk around? Why do you get to live your life, be happy, work the system, do whatever the fuck you want to cheat people? And you're happy and healthy and walking around. Fuck you. Like, fuck you. What did I ever do to deserve this? So yeah, you can get bitter. You can get bitter. And I don't like being like that, but once in a while that'll creep up. And I'm like, these motherfuckers out here don't take care of their kids, don't have jobs, don't have this, don't have that. They don't give a shit. They're on this drug, that drug, whatever. They're doing whatever the hell they want and they're fine. They've lived off the government tit their whole fucking life. They're fine. I've worked since I'm 16. I put everything into my careers, whatever I chose at the time, into my education, into my kids, into my family. And you're just going to take my legs out from under me. It's not fair. And they're walking around like all zippity fucking doodah. It's like, all right, if the government was going to target you for something, can't they target the DTDs? Like, take out the useless people. Take out the ones that, are like draining the resources of the fucking country. Leave me the fuck alone. I was a contributing member of society, but apparently that wasn't good enough for you. My mom had this habit of buying me these plastic fishing shirts that I hate. Plastic fishing shirts? The material makes me sweat my ass up. She thought because my brother liked them, I automatically did. I've never seen a plastic shirt. Ellie Font, the GBJO companies come clean on the damages that their shots. Well, they don't really have much of a choice anymore. It doesn't sound like my stepdad, mom, aunt, and others in my family got the vac, and others in my family who got it. Some now have cancers. Yep. That's what I'm worried. I'm terrified of that. Cancers, yes, all in my family, and the strangest thing, of the jibby jib. Stepdad and uncle have rare spinal cancer. They're not biologically related. Ooh, and they both have it. They don't live in the same area. That's the only common denominator, right? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Wait. We got Andrea. Let's see. I'm going to do the ones I like. Wait. So first of all I do is win, no matter what. I love that one. And then we have...
Good luck. We're all counting on you.
And here we go.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
And now everybody's favorite. So we have, now I lost it. God damn it. All right, here we go. Andrea with the $20 coffee on me. It's Talking Trash and Juice. Thank you very much. And it's said that coffee costs about that much now. But thank you very much with the Australian dollars. Thank you very much. You're very sweet. I appreciate that very, very much. Everybody say Andrea in the chat. I love doing the TLA. The lead attorney. Thank you, Andrea. I'm going to say your name because I have manners. I've been hanging out there like every day. He didn't have anything going yesterday, so I wound up watching my documentaries while I like sorted through everything because I need noise in the background. But yeah, he's phenomenal. But thank you very much for the $20 Aussie super chat. It's the Aussie awesome. Awesome Aussie. Again, thank you very much. Ellie said my aunt has pancreatic cancer. Mom has a brain tumor. Oh my God. Ellie found an uncle in Canada and one in New Zealand, both same spinal cancer. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Terrible. Oh, everybody's in my prayers. My prayers are so long now. I swear to God, like I'll sit here praying and I'm talking to God and I'm like, not for nothing. I'm like, if the world was a better place, these conversations would be so much shorter, God. You realize that? Like the worse it gets, the longer we talk, just for your own like convenience. Don't you want to make the world better so we don't bother you as much? Wouldn't that be good? Because right now you got to be like overwhelmed. It's just, how could you possibly deal with the amount of people begging for help? Begging. Because we won't beg each other. We won't beg, like the government. You won't beg like charities. But God, you'll beg. You will on your knees, hysterical crying because you can just let it out. And you're just, please, please. And it does it. That's the only time I will like cry and beg is when I'm praying. Because there's so much. There's so much that I don't show. So much fear. And I don't hide that when I pray. I don't hide my concern for people. I don't try to temper it with, just don't be corny. Gotta be cool, be a little aloof. No, I just let it all out. And I speak truth because in my head, I'm like, why would you bother trying to pretend something doesn't bother you when you're praying? Because he already knows. Now you're just lying to God. Not exactly the, tack I want to take. So it's like, but yeah, it's praying has become very cathartic for me. But it's also very labor intensive because I 100% feel what I'm feeling. I don't try to push it down or contain it. I just let it go. And I feel like much better afterwards. But that's why like I save my prayers for right before I go to sleep because I will let everything out. And then I'm just spent. I'm done. I got no energy left. But then I can sleep sound. If I don't do my prayers, but like before I fall asleep, I won't sleep that well. I'll toss and turn and I'll like wake up like every freaking hour or something because I have too much on my mind. So that's like, it's the best outlet for me. And I feel bad. I'm like, oh my God, God must be like so tired of hearing from my ass. But I'm like, not for nothing. If he's tired of hearing, I'm sure he puts an angel on the case. Like my Archangel Michael. He's probably just like, this bitch. I know he's like, you know what? Angels don't age. She aged me. She aged me. I have an angelic gray hair because of this bitch right here. And he wouldn't have it any other way. Currently, my uncle's in a wheelchair because he can't walk, and my stepdad is having frequent falls and is about to be in a wheelchair. Yep. Have you noticed, like, if you look at the housing market, a lot of people are putting in ramps and handicap accessible features because of the amount of people who are disabled out there buying houses? because they know it's a selling point for their house. It's so weird. Take a look at like the different realty. You'll see where there used to be like where normally there are steps, there's now like a long ramp. It's weird. And a lot of like multi-level houses are not selling, but if they're single level, they sell boom like that. It used to be you wanted multi-level. Now everybody's like, no, just one floor. No basement, no upstairs, no attic, just one floor because nobody's moving around. Have a good one, Susan. I'll see you soon. Andrea Shelley always gives so much. Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Everybody that comes here, I love you guys. I don't know what I'd do without you. I really don't. I can't wait to be able to set up a trail cam so that we could watch like the little woodland creatures. Because I'll feed them all friggin' year long. I'll go out in the snow. I don't give a fuck. But like, yeah, me with animals, that's my happy place. Just give me little like woodland creatures to watch and like take pictures of and stuff like that, just to sit there and observe them. That is the happiest I would be. Honestly. The fact that we're going to have dogs, I'm thrilled. My cats are not going to be that thrilled, but they'll get over it. Like, they're just going to have to deal with puppies. Katie needs a dog. She does. The cats love her. They lavish affection on her, which you don't normally see with cats. But she's a puppy person. She is. She's a dog person. Like when we had Jack, she was all about Jack. Shit, her first word was fucky. Like one of her first words was fucky, the dog. By the way, the dog's name was Sparky, but she couldn't pronounce it like that, so she called him Fucky. Like you do. But yeah, no, she needs a dog. And I want chickens and ducks. I watched this whole thing about how in Japan they use an army of ducks to clean out like all their farmland. They don't spray their vegetation with pesticides. They just release this army of ducks, and the ducks legit from one end of the field to the other just sweep through in like an hour. All the bugs are gone. They literally everything. They eat them out of the water, off the leaves, everything, and they're done. I watched it. Like there's so many of those videos out there, and I'm like, yep, we're definitely having ducks. Definitely having ducks. Where Shelly is 2:43, and where I'm at is 1:43. But it's 2:58 now. I'm not that far behind. Look, I'm only. How did I get 15 minutes behind again? God damn it. Anyway, 0400 hours here tomorrow for you. Yep, it's all good. I can't remember where Suzanne is. She's in Canada. Cheers to the future. Hope you're enjoying it. Absolutely. Is it the Ozempic look? Maybe. Kind of. Yeah, he looks a bit like the Ozempic look, but he also like it looks like that crackhead look, but he doesn't do drugs. And he never his mother would kill him. She's still alive. She would kill him. Are you kidding me? Like you're allowed to be like, a degenerate like as far as violence or whatever. But you touch drugs in that family, that mother, no. They're not involved in any of that stuff. You don't look at that stuff. The only thing that he did that she didn't know about was he did roids, like in the, I'd say late 90s. Yeah, but he was like 20. So, but yeah, no, he looks bad. He looks bad. It's almost like zombie apocalypse kind of thing. Like that's what they look like now. They're just a shadow of their former selves. Whenever she gets here, still a pure blood. There you go, Wolfie. I wish I was. And last, good. Stay that way. I'm glad that some of the people I love are protected from it. Not all of you were that stupid like I was, but never took it. I didn't get into fights with people over it. Yeah, you can't. But see where I went, it was that, or I was going to lose money on my job all the time. And I had a hard enough time paying the bills as it was. So it was ridiculous. I believe in medical choice and also being Christ-like with not making people feel bad about their choice or wishing death on them. I never wish death on anybody. I wish explosive diarrhea in the car with somebody that you're like trying to impress during a heat wave with the windows locked and broken and the AC broken in traffic. That's what I wish on people. I'm very specific about it, but death, no. I just want you to have a burning asshole and stink to high heaven. You know, like you do. Elephant, I genuinely feel bad for people who felt forced or tricked. Or emotionally gaslit. Yep. I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do. I didn't want to do it, but it was like, all right, you know, we're all doing it. Everybody's got to do it. My mother did it. You know, Rachel did it. V did it. Everybody here did it. The Board of Ed was the one that scheduled my appointment for the first shot. And they made sure they were like, we're paying for it. Okay. I thought it was free. They were like, no, yeah, you work for the Board of Ed, so they're going to charge like the whole program. So that's because they wanted to keep track. See, by them putting us through this, you know, quote unquote program, they knew exactly who was jibby jabbed and who wasn't. And so the first one, I missed my first appointment because I overslept. It was like for like 7 o'clock in the morning. And my classes, I wasn't starting class till like 9 o'clock in the morning online. So like, what the hell? I overslept. I forgot. It was like 2 months later than I thought it was going to be. I forgot. I overslept. I got a phone call from the superintendent. Why didn't you go to your appointment? What? I was like, I'm going to reschedule it. She was like, well, you have to because you're not coming back here without it. Okay, bitch. Like, thanks. Elephant, no one should be made to choose to have to get it or be homeless and not be able to support their families. Nobody should be made to get it. And then, you know, when they do get it and they get sick from it, have their health insurance taken away and have their benefits taken away and be told it's all in your head. No. You had these conditions before. You had Lyme disease before, but did you know I had it before? No. Did I have symptoms of it before? No. Did any of my blood tests come back the way these blood tests came back with like, oh, I don't know, clotting issues? There's a clotting agent in my bloodstream that was never there before. That usually you only get if you have blood cancer. I had to go to an oncologist. That was the worst appointment of all of them for me. Because cancer terrifies me. It terrifies me. I've seen people go through treatment and make it. I've seen people go through treatment and not make it. 1, bold is not a good look for me. 2, I don't like being nauseous. So that's going to not be a thing for me. And 3, my luck, I'll wind up with like Deadpool levels of cancer. Like instead of having like one little itty bitty one, it'll be systemic, like everywhere. And I doubt I'm going to get any Deadpool abilities. So how about we skip that part? But yeah, I have that whole weird blood clotting chemical, whatever thing. It's weird. I never had it before. Suddenly it's there. Suddenly all my tests are coming back all fucked up and weird. And they're like, I don't understand. I'm like, they're like, but it's in your head. It's in my head. It's in my head. Okay. It's in my head. So like the enlarged left ventricle, that's in my head. Okay. All right. The swelling, that's in my head. Oh, look, I have lymphedema. That's in my head. Is all that in my head? Really? The brain scans, those are in my head? Technically, yeah, they are, but it's not imagined in my head. It's actually in my head. So they're like, well, you know, there's not really anything we can give you, but you have to come in. Well, why do I have to come see you if there's nothing you can fucking do for me? Could you tell me? I might as well just take care of myself. I'm doing better on supplements than I did on all your medicines, all your treatments. By the way, Ellie, I already picked out my trampoline and everything for when I move to the new house. I can't wait. Like, I'm not doing that shit here, but it's definitely going to be there. So, like, we have my son's, like, he's got this stretchy band kind of setup. That's awesome. That we use it here, but like he keeps disconnecting it because it goes on the front door because that's like the most solid door, and it's got like a whole pulley system and whatever. So I can't wait to set that up in the new house. because I enjoy using that. You know, I'm looking forward to using the trampoline for the rebounding for my legs. I already talked to my mother's husband. And I was like, listen, I know I use like compression socks and I use these like compression belts to keep the swelling down, but they don't sell what I need. So you and I are going to design something, one piece that's going to compress from the middle of my foot all the way up to my hip to get everything like moving. I was like, but I need help. He was like, you're just going to like, what, invent it? My mother's like, please don't start with her. She was like, this is the one. They give her a brace from the hospital. She comes home and she changes it completely. I'm like, because theirs don't work. I am not built like everybody else. The person next to me is not built like everybody. We are not, nobody has the same body as the person next to them. Yeah, we might be the same height. My legs are a lot longer than yours. She's like, yeah, I know. Well, that's why we drive different. You know, I can't wear the same things. They don't reach the same spots. Like the brace, the metal part of the brace doesn't sit on my knee the way it should. So I need to make it so it will. So yeah, I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to re-sew it. I'm going to like, you know, I will reconstruct the entire thing and engineer it for my purposes. So I told him, I said, we are going to build me compression braces. And it's going to be like almost like a corset type thing because his Velcro bullshit doesn't work. Like I need something that I can constantly make smaller. And I just want one piece because there's 3-4 belts in a row is driving me insane. And I can't sit there and wrap. No, like, And then if you get one out of order, then you get the lines in your lace. No, like I need something very specific. I know exactly. I have it in my head. I have to draw it out, but I'm going to have him make it. Like a lot of things he's going to have to make, but that is very specific. And I know what I need. They just don't make it. And if it works for me, shit, maybe I'll sell it. I'll sell it to somebody. But that'd be good, right? I mean, I'm good at creating things for very specific injuries. I just talked to one of my sisters for the first time since my dad passed. We don't really get along because she has mental illnesses and doesn't take care of it. And found out she has cancer. Oh my God. I'm sorry, honey. Yay, bouncy. Yeah, wear a pad for bouncing? I do my Kegels. No way is my bladder that weak. Jeez. I gotta wear a pad to bounce. Drip, 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 plop, drip, 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 plop. No. On that note, I am going to go. Because Ellie has done it. She's killed me. She has killed me. Mission accomplished. I know she does it on purpose. She tries to make me laugh. But between the click close and the... I can't. Oh, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Andrew, again, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Thank you, everybody, for coming by and hanging out. Lady said, I got to take the dog out, y'all. Let Shelly get to the end of the chat. I am at the end of the chat. I'm right here, right now. Mwah, 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 mwah. She said, pee first then. It's not bouncing that makes you pee. It's sneezing and coughing. So, like, please, like every hour, I'm like, I can sit here forever and talk to you guys. But like, I'll be talking winning. I'm like, hold on, I gotta go pee. And I just mute and I run and pee and come back. Extending the chat for, go ahead, you pain in my ass, Wolfram. Such a wise ass Shelly. Extending the chat for Shelly. Thank you. How about I just said chat instead of chat? How about we don't extend the chat? Nope. Just chat. There we go. Thank you, honey. You're so funny. Well, happy Thursday. I will see you guys for my show again on Tuesday, but I will probably see you in chat tonight for Winning's show, Unveiling Reality, or I will see you for Winning Saturday night if he does it. I don't know if he'll do it this week. It depends. We love Jelly. We love Jelly. I love you too. Kelly is queen. You're funny. You guys are awesome. You really are. I love you. Listen, if you're out there in that heat wave, please stay safe. If you got hurricanes coming your way, tropical storms, stay safe. No matter what, stay safe. I love you guys. I will see you very soon. Sunday, I believe I have a show with Winning. I don't know what we're doing, but we definitely have a show. So I will see you tonight or Saturday night or Sunday night, and I will see you in the funny papers. Until then, mwah. I love you guys. Take care. Bye. It would be nice if I had it ready.
Girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. 4 a.m. at a diner, stop singing, living on a
And doggone it, people like me.
I'm thinking maybe you're a Jersey girl with all those highlights in your hair. No other girl can move like you. We pump our fists damn right, it's true. And I don't care what they might say, they'll never get us anyway. So be my Jersey girl, and take a little ride with me tonight. And let's get dirty, girl. I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. The way you turn it up, turn me on, and then you take it off. Make it hot, make it loud. We'll wake the whole town. Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.